Hey there folks, Nergy here. Now I'm just going to give you a little warning. I'm not entirely happy with myself. I messed up a little bit of the audio for the upcoming video. Now, it's still fine to listen to. It's just in the second half there's a little bit of an echo which shits me to tears, but there's nothing I can do about it. And at the start I actually did not unmute the party's microphone. You can still hear them, but they're a little bit quiet. Now, I apologize. I only realized halfway through the video that I had not unmuted them. There's nothing you can do about it. And there's nothing I can do about it, which is irritating. But if you can push past that, let me know how you feel about the video, and make sure you thumb it up, chuck us a follow, and sit back and enjoy the show. Well, hello there. We're back for episode 2. I'm Nergy. I'll be your host and DM for Dungeons and Nerglings. Woo! Wait, is it that side? Yeah. Yeah, look at that nice logo. We are continuing our campaign. We have a party of 5 people. This is all homebrewed, and we're here to just have a bit of fun. So sit on down if you're not already and enjoy the show. Now, I will introduce the party, and then we'll get to some other stuff. So first and foremost, we have Spudorne over there. He has a name above his picture. That's perfect. And he is ready and raring to squash some things. He is our half-orc paladin. We have Spudorne, the dwarven fighter, over there with his beautiful helmet. We have Akita Hope in the middle there, our druid tiefling. And Mr. Look at him go. Brother Kincaid. He is a turtle. Is my camera centered? Yes, it is. Yes. He is a turtle and a priest, all in one. Beautiful. And then on the end we have Mr. Varys. He is our drow rogue. And yeah, hopefully this goes alright. Now, Kincaid, you need to move a little closer that way so you're in shot. And Spudorne, you need to move a little closer that way so you're in shot.
My chairs are literally touching.
Liar, liar. That's better. Everything for the show. Now, to start with, I'm going to be talking... I'm just going to mention... We got sponsored by Battlefield Accessories. They do a whole bunch of interchangeable, segmented, dungeon, tabletop-y sort of stuff. If you type !sponsor in the chat, it will give you a link to their homepage. It's an Aussie brand, and he's a local. He's a friend of mine. So make sure you go check him out. If you have any tabletop sort of needs, go give him a look. And I will actually be using some of his stuff tonight. Some of the maybe if they behave. And Mr. Spudorne over there, he and his wife have created a game, a physical game, a card game, and it has just been published. Now, if you type !Atlas, it will bring up a link to show you how to pre-order that game, or just order.
It's out now, so it's not pre-ordering anymore.
There you go. So it's ready to go, and I mean, if you like fun, fast-paced sort of card games, give it a look. Because I know we'll probably try it out on stream one night. Yeah. If we wrap up a session early, or if the whole party dies. Yeah, one or the other. Yeah. Yeah, the Gwent. You gotta go around and find other people that have this game too. Damn it. Anyway, we will get stuck in, I think. Anyone else have any announcements? I don't think there are. Yeah, it's kind of hot. It's also stormy as balls outside, so if the power drops out, you know why. Oh, I shouldn't flex my neck. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. I won this nice new microphone through Audio-Technica, and I don't really have anything to attach it to, so if it looks like it's in a weird spot, that's because it's sticker taped to my neck.
Such high quality. But no, we will be obviously trying to figure something out, like a behind the ears sort of deal. But until then, we haven't started yet. We can be dumb. I could be dumb.
Oh, we're gonna be down. Okay.
Alright, no more dumb. Okay, so I'll give you a little top up, little catch up on what happened last time. So we are in the town of Stonebreak. Arandus Greystone and his wife Jenny are the clan leaders of this town. Now, their son Spudorne was tasked to clear out an infestation in one of the local mines. This is a heavily trade-based town, but they do have a local mine, which is why the town was sort of laid initially. This town backs onto the water, just in case that was missed. And it is deep in the mountains. Now, the mountain range ends obviously where the water is, just in case. That was missed last time. Anyway, our party came together at one of the local taverns, the Bruised Boulder, and they went deep into this mine to go and figure out what this infestation was and to try and close it up. They rescued someone. They were trying to find out different people that had died in the cave. People had been going missing. And wrapped up in one of the spider webs was our friend Akita Hope, who is the local griffin trainer. And also sort of stable hand, anything to do with animals. Now, pardon my French. Oh, yes. That's what we call her. Alright, no more input while I'm doing this. Don't throw me. So, yes. They rescued Akita, They rescued Akita and went deeper into the mine. They killed a few spiders, burned a few things, and came to a Drida that was performing some sort of ritual. Now, the ritual was interrupted with a flask of explosive liquid to the back of the head on a natural 20. That's a banger. And a fight ensued. A few nearly died, actually. It was very close, actually. Closer than I intended it to be. And the party prevailed, thanks to some clanging bells, some big squishy hits, some crossbow shots, all sorts of stuff. And basically the infestation was cleaned out. Now, they came across a gigantic marble mural. When I say gigantic, it was probably the size of the back wall of this massive cave. So it was huge, maybe 60 feet by 40 or something like that. And while beautiful, everyone else sort of saw it to be normal, whereas Spudorne could see some glowing glyphs on this thing. Now, he proceeded to touch what was in the center of this mural, and all shit broke loose. Let's put it that way. Spudorne was completely knocked out, and massive sonic wave burst out. The party escaped from the dungeon, and Spudorne appears to be unable to get rid of this strange stone that is now clutched in his hand. Once getting outside, Arandus Greystone, Mr. Spudorne's father, pretty much disowned him from the clan. He's been a bit of a letdown to the family name, but not for lack of trying, but Spudorne genuinely got on his nerves. So Spudorne is no longer a part of the clan, and that night the party basically went to the tavern, had some carousing, bit of fun, got a drink in them to wipe away the weariness of battle, some more so for a medicinal purpose maybe. And at the end of the night, it all sort of wrapped up. Everyone went back to their room in the Bruised Boulder. However, Akita Hope has a residence within Stonebreak, and she offered for Spudorne the not newly minted, but kicked out of his clan. He had nowhere to go, so Akita offered Spudorne just a place on the floor to crash for the night. And that is about where we'll pick up. Now, let's get the party in there. Yeah, that's better. Is my camera right? Yeah, it's alright. Now, while you guys are sleeping, while you're sleeping off your... I don't know if this music's right for this. Let's see. Yeah, it's a scary ass pub.
This is definitely not we'll fight midgets, alright? This is dwarves. We're in the hostel, we're out of hostel. Basically.
Alright, that looks about right. Okay, so while you're sleeping, Spudorne sprawled on the floor, still clutching this stone. Partway through the night, Spudorne starts making noises, enough to wake you up. Not speaking. just moans, that sort of stuff. And you roll over in bed to look at him. Now, you see him laying on the ground, and what you see, you sort of blink it away at first, but what you see is a vivid light glowing behind his eyes. A bright purple light shining through his eyelids, and each time he opens his mouth, glowing light coming out. You can see he's completely out to the world. He's passed out in an unconscious state, but obviously something's happening to him. And you can do as you will.
I don't know how to make the light.
Spud, wake your ass up.
Everything you try, word-wise, he does not respond to.
I'll just go over and I'll start kicking. Spud!
Okay.
Spud!
Crack it to ribs.
Each time you kick him, nothing happens. He's stuck in this state.
Can I just push him out the door and close it shut?
You probably wouldn't have the strength to move
True.
quite a large dwarf off the floor.
I'm just going to put a blanket over his face and go back to sleep.
Okay. So it does cover most of the light, but you can just see these sort of dim dots of light on the blanket. Eventually, through the night, he stops struggling, and you wake up in the morning. Kind of late in the day, you notice that Spudorne is no longer... he's no longer in torment or anguish, and you wake up. Mr. Spudorne,
How was your sleep look?
you also wake up.
Wow, it was fine until you started moaning and groaning in the night and shooting lights out of your eyeballs.
I tend to snore.
It's a little more than that.
Why? What house or?
You just, there's this purple light and it was like coming out your eyes and your mouth and it was real annoying. I couldn't wake you, so it was
I don't remember any of that. That must have happened.
unfortunately
Too
hard.
many drinks the night before.
Could I get you both to roll a perception check?
2 and 4.
So, yeah, you both wake up. Spudorne looks slightly more gaunt in the face than he was. He was quite a robust dwarf. But yeah, he just seems to be, a little more, let's say a little less rounded. That's about all you notice with a 4. Excellent. The rest of you sort of wake up in the Bruised Boulder. You go down to the tavern hall and have your breakfast that's provided with your room. And you'd sort of agreed drunkenly to meet up around the same spot at the stockyards at around midday, somewhere there. You can go earlier if you would like, but up to you. You are free to do as you will.
I want to start heading towards
Okay. All right. What time are you doing this? Okay. Where is? Oh, it's on it. No. There you go. All right. So you are slightly off screen, but you are over around there. That is the bruised boulder here, and the main hall for Arandis and his clan is up there. So you head on down the main drag, houses on either side, and as you approach the gate, it's probably maybe a 9-foot high stone wall, and guards on the other side of the gate. It's a portcullis, like latticed iron, and they shout out to you, "Hey, what are you guys doing?"
Well, we cleared out the cave last night. We're here to collect our reward.
I don't have any proof of that.
I just point to the big turtle man just behind me. Thumbs up.
Piss off then.
Didn't we bring the dried leg back?
Yeah.
Pull
That was for dinner.
Well, I've
Yeah,
got the half-eaten dried leg then.
Yeah, pull out a half-eaten dried leg. I've had half of it. It's just a little bit. No, this was a big spider that was in the cave. We killed it. Caused an avalanche in there.
Okay. Could you make a persuasion check?
Both of us?
Yep.
Yeah, well.
7 plus anything?
That's 7 with my modifier.
Oh, okay.
That is 19 minus 1 is 18. It's a very persuasive thumbs up.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's just like...
So you wave around this big spidery leg. They sort of peer through the portcullis and sort of think, I mean, that does look awfully spidery. We were warned what it was in the cave last night. Do you have a meeting with him? He is busy.
Yes.
Roll a deception check.
Not good.
I want to say I do, and my party come with me.
Sure. Roll a deception. Deception.
15 plus 3, 18.
All right. One of the two that are standing there, sort of weapons at their sides. He recognizes you. He was one of the guards that was flanking Arandis when they came down to the mouth of the cave the previous night. No, he's on duty. He does what he needs to do. But he go, oh yes. All right, let me go get him. So he heads back inside, and eventually comes back out, and he gives the signal to raise the gate. And the gate clanks, rolls up. Now they escort you one in front, one behind, into the main marble hall. As you walk in there, you notice it's a lot cooler. It's a nice marble structure, and everything's pretty pristine. It's quite ostentatious, really. As you walk through, you're walk up the carpet, and you see Arandis on the throne, Janny at his side, and they're sort of maybe 2 steps up, just to look down on the hall as they do. And so he greets you, not too warmly, because he is upset about the cave-in. Yeah, it's a little early in the morning.
He's looking at me.
No, he is. He is.
He's been drunk every time we've seen him. Yeah.
Yep, it's a little early in the morning for him to be drinking, so he's a little bit more somber. And he says, "All right, you lot. Now I know I promised a reward, And you're going to get it. It may not be what you're expecting, but this was intended as a nice surprise for my son if he did the job right, which he did not. Now, I have procured, and he goes into one of the little antechambers connected to the hall. He comes back out holding 2 large eggs. They're about 30 centimeters high, and 2 really large eggs. Holding 2 large eggs. They're white with a little blue speckling on it. And he says, they're griffin eggs. They are yours to do with what you please. I intended them for Spudorne, but obviously things have changed. And there's also, how many was in your party?
5.
Well, he only knows about the 4 of us. Yeah.
4. All right, and reaches into a pouch and gets out 40 gold pieces. Yours to do with what you will. Now, I mean, it's up to you what you do with this money. It's up to you whether you share this with Spudorne. I want nothing to do with him. So, that's it. Get out.
Thank you, my lord.
Before I leave, I came here for information on gold. I would like to know if you've ever heard of the Seers.
And he sort of scratches at his beard. Not so much thinking as more, I'm tired, I'm frustrated. Not pleased with the party. Make a... yeah. Make a persuasion check. See if you can get this info out of him.
6.
He's not of a mood to be helping in that way. So, yeah, he just...
My voice will try to intimidate him into giving me his answer.
You can try that if you want.
Okay. 18 plus 5, 23. Oh, wait, is it 18, yeah? Plus 5 is 7.
He puts up a hand to the guards. The guards step forward, unbeknownst to you. They step behind you with their weapons sort of half at the ready. And he says, "It would do you well not to threaten me in my own clan hall. You got it?"
I just stare him.
Okay.
In the eyes.
Stare him down.
Yeah.
He says, I have no information for you.
I just walk out.
Okay?
Turn and leave.
Now,
Grab the griffin eggs and then turn.
I
yeah.
have a question for him as well. Well, I guess a general question.
Okay, as you're leaving.
Yeah, he's like, who's the chief of police? Is that him?
Chief of Police?
Edison.
Oh, okay.
In the town.
Runs the guard.
No, not him.
And it's not his own.
He's the clan leader. He oversees the whole thing, but
Yeah, captain of the guard or watch sergeant or whatever.
Spud would know that.
Yeah.
Neighborhood watchman.
are you asking or in?
If it was him, I was going to ask, but no.
Okay. All right. So you'll leave.
Yeah.
All right. Who's got the eggs?
I'm carrying it.
You got both? Okay. So it takes both hands. They feel like the shell's not too thin. They're actually pretty sturdy eggs. But you leave, the guards escort you outside of the portcullis and close it behind you with a little into the dirt.
Both of them go, so really big omelette or
You got some bacon?
no? They do pigs up here.
Well, I think I saw a couple of stockyards. We could slaughter them ourselves, cook it up,
It's alright.
have a nice
Let's go.
bacon and eggs.
To the stockyards we go. Potentially for a very large omelette.
You're going to the stockyards. All right, so you're heading from like, can they see that on map? Yep. You head just around here to the entrance to the stockyards, where you're greeted by a man and his daughter. The man's name is Darius. No, it's not quite 12 yet. Yep, still messing around. Yeah, sure. All right. Well, no, we'll swing to you. What are you doing in the meantime?
Sure thing. Lead the way.
Is there a library inside?
No, it's a trade town, so they don't really have an established library.
origins of the music.
Okay.
My concern or the lines, because I just think she was trying.
All right. Well, what are you choosing to do?
That too. Well, yeah, we'll try and find information about that. First thing I would like to work out is the pearl. That's my main.
Okay.
You have a follow me? I'd like to. So where would I best go in town to find information about it? I wouldn't know because I wouldn't know this.
What sort of person are you looking for?
A wise person, oracle, prophet.
I mean, it's a trading town.
Yeah.
There's not really any oracles. The closest you'd get.
Well, what we might do is we'll go to the market and ask around.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yep.
Cool.
Sounds good.
While I'm in there, do you want this guy?
Sure, yeah.
I'll give that to you. We'll write that on the sheet. Since I've been kicked out of the clan, I'm going to sell my signet ring or my clan.
Okay.
Since Dax decided he doesn't like me anymore. So I'm going to try and barter with
Okay. Now. Alright, so you go into the market, which is just over here. It's not far away from there. Yep. So you start going through the market. It's all fairly small stalls. And the market's not quite open yet. It doesn't really open before midday.
Is anyone about?
There's some people sort of setting up, but not completely set up. They're still putting out their wares and unrolling their mats and stuff. Yeah. Yep. Up to you. Do what you want.
Well, what I might do is I might draw the mural on a piece of paper so I can show some market things.
Okay.
Be like, anything about this?
Yeah, sure.
So while I'm waiting, I'll do that.
Have you got paper?
Yeah, I'm sure I can get a scrap up from somewhere.
Where?
I'm not a merchant, so I'll
Okay.
sell it or something.
Yep. All right. So you.
You're going to be investigating in ways.
Okay. What are you doing, Hope?
I'm just gonna look around, chat to people.
Okay. So you exchange remarks with people that they're all setting up. Yeah. A couple of them recognize you because they're locals and say, "Oh, I thought you were missing. What happened?"
I was missing for quite a while. Yeah, no, the spiders got to me and I couldn't really do anything.
Spiders.
Yeah,
Oh, heavens!
bigger.
I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Excellent. Turns back to unfurling their stuff and getting everything ready.
I'm happy to wait till the market.
Yep. And you tap someone on the shoulder, someone who sells inks and pots and that quills and that sort of stuff. Ask them a little early trade, first sale of the day.
Paper and pen and into quill.
Yeah, sure. So chuck them into your inventory. One silver. Beautiful. And so you start drawing it. Would you like the?
Yeah, graphic me up.
Yeah. So what you saw was a big sort of epic landscape with. Oh, actually, roll an intelligence check. See how your memory serves you.
We're on the one.
You get to that.
It was made up.
You remember the big epic background. There was some sort of figure.
Yeah, I remember there was a figure. There was like a lock box that I touched.
And that's about all you remember. Yep. You did go through quite an ordeal.
Yeah, I basically passed out.
Yeah. Can you roll a perception check?
That can get crossing you out.
And Keto as well.
Nope.
Perception is 12.
All right. So as you pull up the paper, get ready to start sketching out. You look down at your hand, and you have a vibrant, swirling purple tattoo up the forearm. Stops at the elbow, and you have a shape, three lines in a wave.
The prop for this.
Excellent. On whatever your dominant hand is.
Is it sure?
Beautiful. Sure, why not? And you don't remember getting a tattoo.
What the hell?
It stops at your wrist, like a very fine line stopped off there, and it's all in different hues and colours of purple. And then as you look down, you notice that your frame is a lot more gaunt than you were before. In fact, you've lost pretty much all of your weight. You are you would fit into a smaller pair of pants, that's for sure. And you sort of realize at this point that your armor is weighing you down.
Okay.
What sort of armor do you have on?
Quite heavy chainmail.
Your strength is diminished. Your strength is now 7.
Like it's hard. Minus what? Okay. So I'm getting pretty tired, like walking around the markets right.
Basically, you have to take your chainmail off. You're getting to the point, even while you're standing there, you doff it. It takes you approximately 1 minute. So you take it off, and you realise that holding that up was making you sweat profusely.
Jimbo, buy some armor.
Who's Jimbo?
He's the merchant we were talking about.
He's a... No, I sell paper and supplies. We don't buy armor. I mean, Gildry, you'll take your armor probably. So you get between the two of you, quite weak.
Two of us.
You managed to carry it between you. Yeah, so a bit of time passed, and you sort of meet up at the stockyards around when you were meant to. You see standing at the gate. You recognise him. His name is Darius, and his daughter Darian. And Darian runs up to you. She's part tiefling, and you're sort of her role model. She looks at you, Hope, and runs up to you and gives you a big cuddle. Yeah, you scruffle her little dark long hair, and she's still got a tail. She feels more at home among the animals. So Darius, he's raising her while he works pretty much. She follows his every move and copies him in every way she possibly can. And you see the rest of your party. You've just been sort of chatting to Darius about potentially buying some pork.
Dragging this chainmail on the sort of market.
Well, you said the two of you were dragging it along together.
You're dragging it to find someone to sell it to.
Oh, well, I mean, the market and the stockyards are quite close.
Yeah, I know. But I wanted to wait around to try and sell it and then ask about it to Europe.
Okay,
Sorry. If she can head to the stockyards if she wants.
well, you can't handle the chainmail on your own.
Just leave it in a flat feet.
Yeah, cool. I would like to try and sell it. And
Okay, well, Gildry is back over here in the trade sheds. He's got his own smithy.
What's 12 should I complain?
Yeah, like it's like 11:48, and you're quite close to the stockyards.
We're getting late.
Looks up at the sun. Yeah, so you'll meet up. You guys have talked to Darius. Are you just carrying these big old legs?
Just carrying them around. Well, once we're in the stockyards, we find somewhere to just put our shit down.
Yep.
Like in the corner lobby and throw it and pick out a pit.
Yep.
Because we're kind of set on this holiday. Yeah.
Okay.
We're probably going to need someone to talk to.
Darius has a look at you, and Hope also recognizes that you're holding griffin eggs, and I mean, they're quite valuable. He says, "What are you doing? Why would you cook these? They will grow to be griffins."
I'm hungry now, though.
I mean, they're yours to do with what you want, but
That's exactly right. They are ours to do with as we see fit. And if the group agrees to an omelette, you're going to watch me cook these motherfuckers. I mean, these eggs.
that's better.
I'm actually excited for this omelet.
He just looks at you in utter disbelief.
I give him a wink and a nod. Walk off.
He says, "Can I buy them off you? I'll give you some regular eggs."
What if we get enough eggs to cover the amount of wine and don't have to be these big?
Yeah, but never happened.
That is true. We'll give you one
One.
normal eggs.
You haven't convinced me of that yet.
Just take them
We can
from
give
you.
him one for the normal
Akita,
Eat the normal griffins.
you go through thinking back,
Probably should be some
thinking between all of your interactions with the griffins, and you know that they're extremely proud creatures.
Yeah, but the eggs.
Shall I just give them a little whistle and call the griffins your
Have
way?
you arrived yet, or what?
Yeah. They sort of meet up with you.
Okay.
You come down the road towards you.
Us doing this, right? You can hear us talking about the omelet.
Yeah. So
I'm like, yeah, omelette, sweet.
you were speaking with Darius at the fence.
Do right
This is
now.
the one time I'll ever agree with the dwarf omelette time.
I mean, you
How
gotta
do we pick a pig?
talk us off this ledge or something. I mean,
I'm just gonna say, you're not gonna cook those. You
Well-
can have regular eggs,
why not?
or I'm gonna call my griffin buddies. What do you want?
Because we don't want to fight.
How many
Of Griffin, I guess. Flock.
A roost. Roost.
A roost.
How many little
You don't know that?
This then, I will forego my right to the griffin eggs or something if I get to keep the bloodstone that we found.
I thought it was yours.
I pulled it out of the bitch's chest, but that doesn't automatically make it mine.
I mean, you
Is
put
that?
it in your bag, so it's on your person.
I actually handed it to King
I've
David.
got to have a look.
I wanted him to Arcana check it. But yeah, so if the griffin is fine with that, I will forego my stake in the eggs and the omelette, if that so happens, which I will be sad about.
I'm curious
Taste
about
of this.
the reward you back to the other thing.
Oh yeah, he gave us 40 gold as well. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Well,
What's
you
it?
can cough that up, you don't need to share it.
I didn't count. I grabbed the eggs. Someone else.
You don't need
Did anybody else grab the gold? Did we leave that in the castle?
No, I thought you.
I grabbed the eggs. My
I
hands were
guess
full.
I-
I had the eggs.
I guess
Okay, I guess
I
right.
let him.
I have the coins. Oh, whoops! There it is.
Yeah.
Oh yes, silly me.
So
I pull it out of my shell.
Split the gold between us four.
Yeah. You split the gold between you guys. I forego my shake of the griffin egg, but the bloodstone is mine.
Okay then. 10.
So
For getting rescued.
yeah.
So you split the gold.
Captured by the enemy.
Had to bribe for eating eggs.
And the bribe to not eat the ruins.
I talked to Darius because he sent me something about these eggs. Darius, I think we should eat these eggs. You want some omelette?
Like hell, I'd eat a griffin's eggs. Where did you get them?
Spudorne gave them to us. I mean, Spudorne's father gave them to us.
Around
His eyes flicked to Spudorne.
Hey, I'm an orphan now. I don't know.
His father gave them.
Arandus gave them to you?
As reward.
The hell did he get griffin eggs? He can't even.
Didn't think to ask.
Well, are we sure what he's doing with griffin eggs? Like, they could be anything. Well, if they're elephants.
They Griffin eggs?
Hope
we have a griffin expert right
Hope
Spud
walks
an
up.
alcoholic, but is he a liar?
Yeah, well, he might not even know. They might be dragon eggs.
Alright, that's fair actually.
Hope walks up to them, and without even needing to touch them, those are griffin eggs.
Prove it.
I'm just saying, it could be a really good
No, I believe you. So what do we do with them? What did he say? Why did I
Yeah.
skip to them?
How do we actually
He said, as the reward for clearing out the mines. It was meant to be a special surprise for you, but now he doesn't like you, so he gave them to us.
So surely we're just supposed to sell them, right?
I mean,
Oh, what are we gonna? How do we look?
Speak
after
up.
the
I was going to ask
I mean,
the
we
Griffin
have-
expert, what should we do with Griffin eggs?
it's a griffin.
What are they for,
I'm
other than
glad
hatching
you
Griffins
asked.
out
It's
of?
probably that one.
Probably not to sell them. I don't think they would have been given to us to sell them. Either like hatch them and raise them to work with us, for us.
We
or
can't
to
hatch
help
them.
us.
We can't hatch them while we're running around looking for monsters and whatever. I mean, you gotta carry the things. How are you gonna be able to
Gotta
fight?
carry it incubated, etc.
What do they need to hatch?
Well, Hope knows exactly how to raise griffins.
You will probably convey.
Well, you trawl back through your memories and you think, okay, well, I'll need to, keep them warm and safe. That's about it.
So they have to take to hatch. They're sitting around waiting.
Like, is this a 6 months deal? Is this a week?
Couldn't we just carry them around with us until they hatch?
I don't know about you, but I've lost a lot of weight. Did you notice?
At this point, you all notice that he's holding his chainmail and his clothes are hanging off him.
Sitting on it.
Sweat-soaked beard. Whew.
It's heavy. I can't carry these. Neither can you.
Well, we got 2.
So it's
We carry those.
Golden eggs.
it's up to you guys what you would like to do with them.
I forgot my stuff, so it's up to
What do you think we should do?
Take care of them.
How?
Well, if we happen to be? Are they like chickens? Is that they have to become warm?
Well, yeah.
Rig up some UV lamps and like a little incubator.
If we have to keep
UV torches.
I have
better to
torches.
leave them with the other griffins.
Well, that
let's
was
take them
that.
to the
Yeah,
griffins.
should we take them with us or leave them here
Do you have a friend
to be
that can
looked
look after
after?
them for us?
If we give them to the griffins, then comes as a reward for us.
Or we can come back and we can have them.
Have chicken.
What?
Fried half chicken.
So, delving into your griffin knowledge, if a griffin is raised by humans, they are extremely loyal and amazing pets. If a griffin is given something from outside of its clutch, it will not raise. They recognize their own kind and their own roost. So giving it back to them would probably result in them breaking them, not caring about them, anything like that.
And you say that to us.
Yes, that was me as hope.
Yeah.
Our best knowledge is going to be Akita, so we have to work out if we're looking after him. How?
Could we get like a chest or a box or something and fill it with straw? Would that keep them warm enough if we can?
What carries our arm?
Yes. No, float it around. Swim on it.
Levitate it, right.
Well, there is a market nearby. You could potentially build something like that, or
I'm a pretty handy carpenter.
yeah.
A bag of warming.
Or just fucking whatever. Yeah.
Insulate a
Oh,
bag.
a box full of straw, and we can just sit on it.
Not to.
Yeah.
I'm really keen to leave this place.
All right.
Well, if we
I don't
don't
want to
go,
be here anymore because my dad's kicked me out. I'm not part of the clan. I'm out. So whatever we do, we're going today.
As his words were, you are out of the clan, but you are still welcome in the town. It is a trade town. He has no rights over who comes in and out.
That's right.
Just as a thing,
But I keep seeing people and they're like, no. I'm not doing it.
is
Roll perception. Sorry, hold on to that fella.
That's what I think. 18.
You notice that people are kind of smiling at you a lot more than they used to. You notice people's demeanor towards you is slightly changed. Your
For the first time in Revelation.
your charisma is now 14.
Does Thuridin hate me less?
That's up to Thuridin.
I feel some empathy towards you. We're getting kicked out by your family, but I still don't like you because you're in the water.
Okay, but you like me more, right?
Empathy.
it's like 2 hours.
A little more empathy for me.
I'm empathetic.
Okay, cool, interesting.
Just as a thing.
Yeah, sorry.
So I've looked at him and I see his glowy purple arm. Is he still holding the amethyst?
It's not glowy, it's a tattoo.
Okay, is he still holding the amethyst? Is that just vanished from his grip now? Is it no longer attached to his person? Has it dissolved into his skin and that's what the tattoo
You can't see it.
It's fine. It's just in my pocket. Are you asking me or are you just looking?
I'm looking at you and I'm trying to figure it out because last time I removed it from your hand and it appeared back in your hand, so I don't know what the rules are to this thing.
I do.
So Spudorne reaches into his pocket and he pulls it out. He's still got it in there.
Fair enough.
Chucks it back away.
Alright, can I pull Kincaid aside? Talk, boys.
Yeah.
So is this out of earshot or?
He's trying to pull me aside.
No, it's just like, it's not like trying to
Okay,
find a conversation.
just an aside
Like
to him. Yeah, yeah.
Aside sort of thing.
Yep.
Like, have you had a chance to look at the bloodstones?
Nope.
Could you do that before we hit the open road?
Yes. It's on the to-do list.
The two of them. Alright, fair enough. Well, yeah, hit me up as soon as you know what's going on.
Will do. Thank you, sir.
Cool. So what are we doing?
Can we? If it's after like figuring out with what was the other group you guys' name?
Darius.
Darius. With like Darius and Hope, if like that would work, if we could build like a box or like a little cart, like a little box on wheels that with like straw and blankets and stuff. And so I can cast spells to like help.
Do they have a wagon?
things.
What do you need a wagon, right?
Well, not like a full wagon, just like a small one.
But a wagon would be good because we're going to
I
walk.
feel
Yeah, I mean, if we're going
I
to
feel like
drag
it'd be
something around anyway.
Yeah, it might be
Well, yeah,
easy
maybe-
to carry around a bag though. Like,
Or even
get
just a
bag,
horse. She can
insulate
turn into a
somehow.
mule.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
only for like
all of
only
your
for
time
an
is
hour, and then we have to
Yeah.
sit down for another hour.
and just wait on the side of the road.
Walk an hour, rest an hour. Walk an hour, rest an hour.
Okay,
We
so
swap between the donkey
I'll ask
and
Darius
the
if he
dog.
has a small cart.
I mean,
Maybe
you have
the
like a
little girl has
four, like
cart.
an all fours kind of movement
Um,
as well,
Fill
right?
back
Like
as
you could do
best as
standing
sure.
upright and just like a regular tortle.
Conversation with Darius to get a cart.
He points you back towards the marketplace. People sell hand carts and
Sell your chainmail. See if we can get a cart. I need to fix my shield / buy a new one.
Out of
Has it got
interest,
boost?
how much are these eggs worth, Darius?
I wouldn't know off the top of my head. I've never seen one.
What would you pay?
Oof, hundreds.
Alright. We don't want to go for less than 500 gold or something. Good
It's up to
idea.
you. Just don't eat them. Fuck.
I'm just saying it could be pretty good.
The runt, we'll eat the runt.
But also, it could be
Fight.
awful, and then we've wasted 500 gold.
Yeah, we've got
and-
two. We can just eat one and see what
Yeah,
happens.
but that's still 500 gold down the drain.
Or it's a 500 gold experience. It's really worth it.
Having to weigh the two up. Anyway, we'll go
You
to
don't know
market.
until you eat it.
All right.
Let's see what anything to say.
So Darius sort of waves you off back to his duties. Can we expect you back anytime soon, or are you?
We left
I don't know.
Expecting.
You okay?
Let's see.
Okay. See ya.
I know, but what were we gonna
And little Darian.
we
Bye.
maybe something.
She follows her father back into the stockyards.
So I asked for help to drag the chain now.
So one of the burlier ones picks it up one-handedly for you.
Pack to this.
Yep. So
Actually, that's strong. Relative to everyone else except for you, yes, but
Yeah, my strength is 7.
Mine's 9.
mine's only 12.
Like, he had his strength basically half,
Yeah.
and now we're.
I just grabbed one.
So you head back into the marketplace. You find what were you looking for?
I want to sell my chain now, so I need to go past the markets.
Yes. So you can't sell that here. You need to go to the trade
What's
sheds.
Like a trinket shop where I might be able to find books or scrolls or anything magic.
Yep. As you make your way up to what looks like a trinkety sort of shop, someone that sells those sorts of wares, a tiny little gnome child steps out in front of you and looks up at the five of you in awe. Eyes wide open, brown tousled hair.
I have very good child handling.
Your charisma is what you're talking about. And the kid looks up at you. Now, you don't know this kid. Hope you don't know this kid either. You've never seen the child before. He's not from here. So the child, none of you know this kid. The child looks up at you and, in a squeaky little voice, are you guys? Are you the Mithril Vanguard? You look. Oh!
No child, we're not there.
Let me back away from this poor Jasmine child.
You look like them. You're so big and strong, shiny.
Oh, big and strong and shiny. Maybe we are the Mithril Vanguard. How would we know if we were the
Persuasion
Mithril
roll.
Vanguard?
Could I do like a check to see if I know what the Mithril Vanguard is? Some sort of knowledge of it.
Yeah.
Simple way to do this. What's the Mithril Vanguard, child?
Is that not you?
Could I check to see if I know what it is?
Roll an intelligence check. See if you've heard of them.
14.
You have heard a whisper in a tavern on your journey over here about a group of people that have done great deeds. That's about all you know. That's about all you've heard.
So are they dead people or are they mythical?
You have no idea.
I'll say, child, run back to your parents.
I don't have any.
You don't have any parents.
Well, I know one family that just lost a son.
What about stockyards? Have you been down there? Darius might be back.
No, I don't think you are the Vanguard, are you?
We don't think we are.
I don't want to convince a child.
Oh,
To our knowledge.
Oh,
I feel like Irish.
Charisma is 8.
the child sort of turns a little bit sad and walks off into the crowd.
Can I flick a gold piece at the back of the kid's head?
The back of a kid's head? Sure, make a dexterity roll.
Sweet. 19, 21.
Doinks right off the kid's tiny little head. Ah! What's that?
See if someone will tell you what the Virtual Vanguard looks like for that.
Woo! He sort of scrabbles in the dirt, picks it up, pockets it. Hey, thank you!
Cool. Trinket shop.
What? Oh. So you turn back to go to the trinket shop. What are you after?
Well, firstly, I would like to show whoever owns it my drawing.
So you pull out what is the scrawlings of a madman, vague shapes and a big humanoid figure in the middle. The person just sort of looks. I don't.
How many books have this picture, or any magical tomes, anything like that? Any library books? Anything arcane at all?
The old lady sort of. No, I've never seen anything like that before. But good luck. Can I help you with anything else?
Anything interesting? No, anywhere?
Do you like books about herbs? Do you like, I don't know, trade routes and...
Any potions?
No, I just sell trinkets and some old books and stuff.
Trinkets?
Any useful trinkets?
Well, that's... The use is in the eye of the beholder.
Right, so what do you sell?
I just...
Your top 3 trinkets.
I've got this...
What do they do?
I've got this old... a little clickety-clack bell. That people used to call in their cows. Yeah, this is quite nice. A good toy for a kid.
Calm her down and just make my presence known. That's excellent craftsmanship.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that it is nice, isn't it? She starts to get a little bit more excited. Looking in her bags. Do you like, I don't know, silver rings?
Yeah, actually.
I have a silver ring if you'd like to buy one.
I'm impartial to jewelry.
Oh, yes. So she holds out this ring. Not bad craftsmanship.
Band kind
Yep.
of thing. I'll take it just for the shits and gigs. How much?
Excuse my friend's rudeness. We'd like to exchange this signet ring for 2 silver bands. And I show
Okay, yep. She eyeballs it. Gets it quite close to her eye. She's pretty... that has the clan signet on it.
My father is kicked me out of the clan, so I have no use of it.
She rubs her eyes. Is that you, Spudorne?
Oh, I've lost some weight, I know.
Hells.
And I'm glowing purple a bit.
You sure have. Wow. You got kicked out? Oh no.
No, yes,
That's
I
terrible.
destroyed the mine by mistake.
Partially.
But it all fell in.
Only the bad parts.
Oh, okay.
The rest of A is fine.
Yeah, sure.
In my eyes.
Just, I mean, don't tell your father that I've made this trade for you. But yeah, sure. So she trades the 2 silver bands, takes the signet ring, starts polishing it.
Does she buy gems? Are you the right person to buy gems?
No, she's not that rich.
What if it wasn't a very expensive gem?
You hold it out to her.
It's the onyx gemstone.
Not really my avenue. Trinkets and old books and knickknacks.
Do you have any other useful trinkets? Like useful being the opposite.
Useful?
Functional in any degree other than aesthetic.
No, it's a trinket shop. Trinkets don't
sell
really have.
books?
Yes, as I've
You have
said,
history books.
not history. I've got some stuff on local herbs and some of the old wars and stuff.
How much for the
She begins sweating. There's a lot of you looking at her.
how much for the book on the old wars, like the history of the wars?
A gold. Catches it and pulls out this old tome. A little bit dusty, fairly worn, but looks bland reading at best.
And can I ask this old lady, is there an alchemist in town? Or the closest thing you've got?
Well, Spud. His,
Useless, yes.
his mother. Bruce?
We're fucked, okay.
She would have gave me some potions, so I can't really answer.
That's not going to be a thing. So that's the only one in town.
The only alchemist? Yeah.
Alright, we'll just skip that one.
Oh, can I just ask her about the Mithril Vanguard? Before we go? Have you heard of
The what?
No?
Not a clue.
Have you seen their little gnome kid somewhere?
The gnome kid.
Yeah, he said it was a gnome.
A homeless gnome kid who's looking for the Mithril
Oh,
Vanguard.
didn't someone direct him to the stockyard?
Yeah.
He might be heading down there.
Maybe I don't know.
The way the kid walked was not towards the stockyards, no.
Where do you go to?
I would like to.
Back towards the
Granny farewell,
northwest.
and go over to Blacksmith, please.
Okay, she quite happy that she's gotten so much business in one day. You walk off down the bustling town. A big half giant, very muscular, very tall, sort of leans out over his wares table and looks at the group of you and says, "The lot of you! Do you want to buy some stuff?"
Like what?
Oh, I've got all sorts of things. We've got some small arms. We got potions. We got herbs. We got everything you could want.
Have you got any poison?
Poison?
Poison, acid. You got some extra oil?
He sort of scratches his head. You notice that he's completely hairless except for a great beard. Could you all roll perception?
That's 20.
Yep.
Ooh, that's it.
Oh,
Wow, bad rolls all around?
yeah.
That's
That's a big old 4.
That's actually a 0.
Oh, that's not good. That's not bad.
That's 2 minus 2.
Compared to everyone else.
What was it, Hope?
A 0.
7, 11,
All morons.
2. Holy shit!
This guy could have no legs.
Only Hope notices that the beard it detaches in the wind. It's not a real beard. It's a fake beard. But the rest of you are just sort of,
It's a great beard. Can I just say?
that's a strapping chin hair you've got going on. You sort of only when it's a little breezy it sort of comes away from his skin a little. But the rest of you buy the disguise. Now, he turns, he's got a little tent set up. He turns and, pardon my French, turns and calls into the tent, "Spark! Spark!" And a small gnomish girl, no, not gnomish, sorry, dwarvish, steps out of the tent. She got shaved hair on the sides of her head, and a long ponytail. And she comes out, eyes wide open. She's scarred and ugly and disfigured. And she looks up at the giant, and the half giant, sorry. And he says, "Can you see? What would you want? Poison? Poison?
Acid or oil, if you've got any.
Can you see?
Flammable lamp oil.
Spark, can you see if we have any poison? Oil?
Poison, acid or oil.
Oil? Acid?
Something
Anything?"
marriages.
She nods her head subserviently and goes back into the tent. You hear some rustling and clinking and things moving around, boxes being shifted. And she pulls out some vials of oil, just plain sort of tar oil.
Yeah, how much per one?
"Now for you, big man. You're not that big, are you?
No, but I'm quick.
But you're quick. I can see that in you. All right,
Try and do a coin trick to try and impress him.
go for
My
it.
sleight of hand.
Go for, yeah. It's not so much sleight of hand,
Is that 4?
more just a dexterity check.
Yeah, up to you. That's not good. That is an 8.
An 8.
So I would attempt to roll a coin down my knuckles
Okay.
and make it disappear.
You roll the coin down your knuckles, and it falls off your hand. How?
That was quick though, wasn't it? Yeah?
Bravo!
I was going for speed.
Not bad.
Yeah.
That just knocked 1 silver off your price. Good job.
Alright.
Whew.
Can I just get 4?
4?
Of your oil.
Have we got 4, Spark? A little thumbs up comes out of the tent. She brings him out for you. Just go, I don't know. We'll say 40 silver.
What does that translate to in gold? Is it? Yeah, 4 gold. Yeah, I'll just throw 4 gold back.
What about the discount? You want your change?
Yes. Might as well.
So he brings out a silver and flicks it to you.
Pieces back. Is that
Yes.
I would like to show the half giant my mural. I've seen this.
He cranes down to you. He's 7 foot tall, half giant. He cranes down and has a look. He smiles in a awful crooked teeth, and sort of flexes his muscles as he's trying to perceive what it is. I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry. It's a terrible drawing.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can I look over at Spud's map, your drawing, and say, what the hell is that? Spud, what is this? What have you tried to draw here?
Let's draw the mural.
Roll an intelligence check. See if you can
Yes.
remember better than he.
18.
You point out all of the...
Give me that.
You sort of... Yep. I mean, flip the paper over and start a new picture.
Just give him a proper...
You draw it out. He was right about the big epic background. There's a dark figure bound in the center of the mural. Chains, several chains coming off to each direction, sort of, all coming down to just sort of a knot of chains in the center, which you know is about where Spudorne touched. A big, dark, ominous figure, and sort of a glow around where the knot of chain was. And
Does he draw anything else about the figure?
Only Spud could see that.
you could all see the mural.
Mural, but I couldn't see anything else. None of us could see.
You couldn't see the glow of what he touched.
Mural, we just couldn't see anything
Yeah, I know we
special.
could see the mural. I thought he could see the glowing stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I just drew the figure, the chains, and the lock.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So within the mural,
Yeah.
the
So I hand back to him and say,
is this what you were trying to do?
have a crack again.
I recognize the race of it. I'm like, whoa, dude, that's awesome. So,
The race of it?
this is amazing. How'd you do this? Where'd you learn to do that?
I was taught to draw as a child, once upon a time.
You draw people very well.
I,
Like still life or something.
it was just general sort of art. Just portraits and that sort of thing. Nothing
You got a
spectacular.
crossbow?
I didn't do landscapes very well. Just
See, I haven't used to draw maps, so I can't draw people. Do I recognize the race of?
No.
They got anything? Any identifying marks or features?
No, it's just sort of like a black,
Person?
shrouded figure.
You know? What?
You have no idea. Not dwarven. Yeah, so
I mean, that one's pretty
of medium size.
regular size. So it could be
Okay.
pretty much anything except
So I drew wings on mine, but obviously
probably almost everything about your drawing was probably wrong.
cool. Up to the blacksmith if we might.
I thought that still was the one.
I don't know where we are.
Is this the blacksmith?
Do you ask him that?
I'm
Is
asking
this
DM.
Oh,
Are we in the blacksmith?
no.
No, yeah. This is just a guy. That
This was just
My stuff.
He came up to us.
a random salesman.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
Past him and he called us over to his stall.
And we just flashed like a whole lot of money to the grandma, so
Whatever.
I don't have anything else to buy. You
Yeah,
bought
no.
it?
No, I think I bought some oil.
All right.
Good. That's all I was after.
So you make your way out of the market and walk on down the road through a couple of rows of houses and stuff, and make your way up towards the trade shed. For any at home, this is the trade shed, and it's got a big fence where they store stock that's come in from the ships and stock that's come in by road, and it's all sort of arrayed neatly and nicely. Off to the left, you see an office for the trade shed. Off to the right, you see a little smelting house. Like you can see the smoke coming out of the chimney and stuff.
Can I head over to the smelting?
Well, that's where you're headed, to the blacksmith.
Yeah, okay, sweet. We'll just...
Follow me, boys. But just help me with his armor.
I'm tailing Spud, I'm carrying the gauntlets.
Sure.
Gauntlets.
It's
You can carry
chainmail.
the griffin eggs.
Wasn't I
No, I forgo someone else's job now.
I've got the eggs.
Nah.
I'll help you carry your gauntlets. Your chainmail, your legs. What, I don't know how many.
Are you looking for anything in particular, Hope? All happy? Happy with your javelins?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I know.
All good.
Yeah.
All right. So you step into the blacksmith's house, foundry, forge sort of room, and yeah, there's a fair armory. He does a lot of work for the trade sheds, and repairs stuff as it comes in if needed, and works on a bit of his own stuff as well. But it's not amazing work, but it's sturdy.
Okay, can I push the disgraced member of the Greystone clan out of the way? Slam my crossbow down on the bench and just say, do you have any spare parts for the reloading mechanism? Just in case.
So in front of you, you see a stout figure hammering away at a piece of metal, just straightening it out. Sparks flying each time he hits. It's swelteringly hot in there. You sort of wipe away the sweat as you step inside. Sort of hits you all. It's like I'm there. And you ask that, and the clanging keeps going. You hear a tiny little voice sing out in between the hammer hits. Ting, ting. For what? Sorry.
A crossbow!
All right. So the small figure plunges the piece of metal into water. Big old steam cloud, and turns around. You realise this is a female gnome, and not ugly, just fairly quite short, quite gnomely, and she wipes the sweat off her brow, blows her hair out of her face. All right, let's look at it.
I'll just push it across, see if there's any damage, anything,
just-
and if I can get some spare parts.
Sort of looks at it. What parts? Like just the
reload mechanism. That's it.
oh, like the drawer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just like you just crank it back and hold the string while you load the bolt.
Yeah. I've got a couple. I can sort that out for you. Yep. How many?
Just the one.
Just one. All right. Just to spare.
How much do you want?
That'll.
Do you do any kind of special arrowheads or anything like that?
No, not really. No, it's more just hammering out dings and straightening stuff, sharpening.
Nothing like that. It's all leather armor.
Oh, that wouldn't be much good. I go for quality where I can, but yeah, you just want the one. That'll be 5 gold pieces. And she turns around and clanks in amongst all the pieces of metal and puts out a mechanism that is used to reload. It's just a light crossbow. Yeah.
You don't have to come from being pushed over.
Because you would have just
Can
got
I see if you recognise me?
You can. She does not recognise you. There's no signs of recognition.
How are you?
You know her as Gildry. Gil for short. She's one of the town blacksmiths. And she sort of blows the hair out of her face again. Hi?
You want to buy some chainmail? Make a trade.
Let me look at it. So you clonk it up onto the table as best you can. It's quite a low table. She is a gnome, so it's pretty low to the floor. She sort of inspects it, jingles it, see if there's any missing holes. Pretty good condition. What trade?
What trade? Maybe I need some armor. I don't know if you have light armor. She might have.
Just bear in mind that you have a strength of 7, and a lot of armors have prerequisites.
Exactly, which is why
You can wear leather. You do.
not as heavy as the like full name, but the chain
Light
shirt.
armor here, padded leather and stuff as well.
Probably stuff.
Does she have any?
You can see all different sorts of armor on her wall. She mainly works with armor.
Mainly works with armor?
Yep.
Cool. Could I possibly get some hide armor? Let's see, hide armor?
Yep.
That would work. Let's see if I can lift it.
Got a fairly broad spread.
I've got 10 gold pieces.
So long as it doesn't have a strength prereq, you can use it.
Yeah.
you trade.
But I'm
Ow.
saying, what's the chainmail worth?
Yeah, chainmail's worth 75,
75 gold pieces.
and hide is only 10. What about a chain? What about either a chain shirt or scale? Actually, scale mail. Scale mail.
So it's going to be heavy as, isn't it?
No scales.
It's not as heavy as chain mail. It doesn't have a strength prerequisite.
It's basically like you just skin him.
It doesn't have a strength
Disadvantage on
prerequisite.
She turns away from you while you're talking amongst yourselves. Starts heating up another piece of metal.
Well, I'm not really talking to them. They're just out of character. I'm just saying, can I trade it some hide? That's all.
Might you just talk.
Sure, if that's what you want.
Any lighter weapon than this, and I'll hand her the war pick that I've got.
Okay, you clonk your war pick onto the table.
Too much probably, so I need something that's not strength. So I need a finesse weapon, because my strength is useless. Yeah!
I mean, make your pick.
Scimitar? Do you have a scimitar?
Yeah, we've got all sorts.
Finesse the axe, what?
No, I didn't play Forge.
Yeah, scimitar.
I couldn't
If I
play
trade
Forge.
it, I would like to trade you a
It took me like
chainmail
15
for some
minutes
hide
to
armor
look at it.
and a war pick for a scimitar.
She sort of counts on her fingers. Yeah, sounds about right.
Anything magical, anything special?
No. No, I iron out things, as I said.
Not the deal.
Nothing fancy here, just good sturdy work. Alright,
I
Done?
take
so
my
scratch
shield-
them out and
Yeah, take my pop the eggs down gently. Take my shield off my back. Is it nasty? Is it something the damage from the ooze
she sort of
could repair?
leans forward and has a look at the eggs. Leans back, doesn't say anything. Sorry?
I don't-
Say again?
I also, yeah. Is the damage? The shield was damaged in battle against a jelly. Is there anything? Is this the sort of thing that you could repair, or give me if it's more damage to like the wooden part of the shield? Could she sell me wood and I'll do it myself?
I mean, it'd probably be cheaper to buy a new shield. Your metal's ruined.
Alright, I'll buy.
The effort that
It's
sort of mumbles her way through what it would take to repair the thing, and a roundabout ways the metal on it is pretty ruined. It's pocked and scarred and not really repairable. You'd need to redo the whole shield.
in that case. Can I just buy a new shield?
Sure. What's a shield worth? I don't have a player's handbook. Yep. Yeah.
Can I? If I give you the
Sell it to you for 8.
done.
Beauty.
Make it 7, and you can get the materials from the other shield. That's got a holy symbol on it. Repair that up, and a cleric or a paladin can use it as a spellcasting focus, meaning that they don't require material components.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. So she's traded with you, giving you some nice what was it? Hide armor? Spud?
Hide, yes.
Beauty. Yep, so you got nice hide armor, and a brand spanker of a shield. It's again nothing flash, no adornments or
a shield.
it's a functional shield. What's your AC, Spuddo?
Whoa. But anything heavier.
Just collapsing anything.
Just get a severe bet in the spine.
Permanently prone.
Majority probably had.
As it starts to... Oh, that's quite ominous. As it starts to get a bit later in the day, the regular squall sort of starts blowing in. For those of you new to the town, it just seems like a normal gust of wind and bit of cloud brewing, but the locals are aware of and face it every night. The same storm sort of blows in around the same time each night, and yeah, all the buildings are pretty much more moss and lichen on the one side, on the seaward side, so that would be the northeast side of the buildings, facing towards the body of water. And yeah, as you make your way out, she bids you adieu. What's that look? Oh, she's not here. As you make your way out of the blacksmiths, you notice to your right on the trade sheds a nice big sign, and it just says Ostentines. Above the office, sorry. So above the office, they've got a nice banner sort of flapping in the wind, starting to whip up a little bit more as the wind. Ostentines. It is.
Let's go in here.
Yeah, what's Ostentines? Who are they?
So, you know Ostentines, it's run by Ostran and Salentine. It's a, yeah, they run the trade sheds in Stonebreak. No.
Like Austin things.
Yeah. So you're heading in there. Yep, so you creak the front door open. And you see a fellow sort of sitting behind a high desk.
Okay, so I'm just going to jump in quickly. The section coming up, I didn't realize the ambient music was going to be extremely loud like it is. It kind of drowns out the party, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't doctor the audio to get rid of that and pick up their voice. So what I'll do here is I'll just pre-warn you, and then at the end of this little section, we'll slip in a little extra lovin'. I'll update you on what they actually talk about. You can hear me fine, which is the most important bit, so enjoy.
Were you listening to what the names were?
Can I just stare at Spud like he's...
You can.
Say hello to the vendor.
So you glance around to the building and greet it warmly. Ostran's, his brow furrows as he looks at you. Hello, welcome to Ostentines. How may I help? He sort of squints. Is that Spudorne? Greystone?
Yes, let's keep moving.
Wow. What's your secret?
Anxiety.
Oh, that's morbid. Sort of looks around your party. Hello? Don't see many of your sort. Oh, jeez, it's quite a party. Where?
There's nothing left to do with this town.
I have to go and ask.
Honestly, I kind of just want to stab something.
And that's
He sort of looks at you all discussing amongst yourselves, just
Anything that needs stabbing.
with a quizzical brow.
Mulberry.
Out. Don't pat her. Oh. Out. Ah, no. She's fine. Don't pat her! She's not here. There's a... Anyway.
James, what do you say?
So, Ostran sort of looks you all up and down and says, well, you seem like the sort that can look after themselves. How would you guys like to make a trade? He sort of ponders. He's he sits very high. He's got sort of like a man bun, very very regal in his orientation. And where did Varys go? He's a good rogue. He looks to you, Hope. What's something I could do for you? Good answer. What about you? That is me. Does a little bow at the table. He lights up. About the what, sorry? Now, if I were to procure some information for you, would you do something for me in return? Well, I mean, that's the deal.
Oh, holy shit, Varys! I never left.
It does involve stabbing, potentially.
Hold on. Okay, one of these books are you
Retracted. Last name.
He sort of interjects. I don't know where you've heard that, but you're not. He looks you over again. You look at him, he is a human. High, sort of regal cheekbones. What I do is I find things that others cannot. I don't know about smuggling, unless you consider trading smuggling. Now.
Can I ask him in thieves' card?
Ask him more. Yeah. Can you ask him more?
Thieves' card. But you just say some random shit. It takes 4 times as long.
Yeah.
It's basically a secret code.
Yeah.
Can I ask him in thieves' card if this is one?
It's a Gideon Austin Powers where they're rhyming slash.
He doesn't understand you. Beautiful. He just sort of looks at you. I don't know what language that was. I know a few, but that was not one of them. Make a perception check. Perception. Perception on his. Oh no, yeah, insight. Yeah, insight on his body language. I mean,
I want to know his social security. I want to know his mama's name.
You know his history now. He does not seem to be indicating any untoward body language. From what he said, he doesn't understand what you said. You made.
We're going to do a job for you.
And what would that be?
You ever see the likeness of this picture?
He takes it. Look, I'll be honest. I haven't, but I could see what my sources bring out.
Let's see if this is going to help your sources on the hint.
He takes the gold piece off the table, slides it off. Thank you, but it takes time to tap my sources.
Perhaps it can be done a little faster.
Like by the end of tomorrow, as I slide another.
He keeps taking these pieces of gold.
Yeah, sweet.
By tomorrow, sure. Come back around the same time. It's about 3 in the afternoon. Same time tomorrow.
So slightly.
Okay.
Ask if your sources can find any and they can back up that. They can just be far out to a continent lost rather than contact the no-go centuries.
Now, as each of you mention these juicy bits of information, dangling a little thread in front of him, he seems more and more interested. His trade is partially trading, but also he loves the thrill of finding hidden things that no one else can find. He loves being the best at what he does. And as he mentioned this extra tidbit, he sort of tries to regain his composure. I'll see what I can find.
So in exchange for this information, what's the job?
Oh yes, the job.
Yeah.
So make sure you mark off that money. Okay. I'm a trader by nature. Salentine looks after security. And I need Salentine in here with me to protect our stock. However, back at my abode, back through the Backbone Mountains, out towards Broadaxe, I need some business taken care of, if you catch my drift.
Some undesirable persons that need to go to sleep for a very long time. Perhaps.
He taps his nose. That
Someone else feels that. You don't
that is what I need. Now,
Speak plainly, Austin.
Can I just hold my hand up just for wave away?
sure.
I'm the character. Yes.
Oh, you know it's a 14 now.
No, he's-
No, it is.
I'm
It
a
is.
model.
That's fair.
I'm a model.
Mine's 8.
He looks to you. What I need done, I won't go into the details, but I've started a business venture, growing certain things, and my supply was raided. Things were taken. I need you to try and recover what was taken, or as much of it as you can find. And maybe
The possibility of it happening in future.
I like the way you think. Yes. Do we have an accord?
Yeah, can we get a list?
I suppose you've earned that.
Something.
Mushrooms.
Doesn't matter how much. All of it.
The kind of mushrooms that you would not have come across. These are a new strain that I've been cultivating. And they were taken. My whole crop.
Yeah,
You-
like some distinctive markers.
You'll know them when you see them. I'm sure that once you eradicate these goblin pieces of filth, once you eradicate them, you will know what my mushrooms are. I'm afraid they may be taking them, and I hope that's not the case. In jesting.
Before we head off, what are the dangers of possibly ingesting things?
Well, there are a number of different strains. I haven't fully come out with all of the side effects.
It's more or less not dangerous.
It's still in the early phases, but I can't tell you at this point.
There you go, well, Griffin eggs.
I can't tell you at this point because I haven't eaten any myself. Not of this strain. I hope not.
Sell that to some other dwarves.
I don't know what they do. I'm growing them. Once they are grown, I will try them.
This gold.
Seems good to me.
Tell us anything about this.
Yes, so you. I don't have a map. You.
Draw really well.
You'll know the way. It's out of the Backbone Mountains, just as you begin the approach to the Broadaxe farmlands.
Is that to the north?
It is to the east. To the east, through the Backbone Mountains. You want to go along.
Mountains to the pole.
Yep.
Away from you.
Yes. Good memory. He looks outside the window at the lapping water at the docks.
Ocean.
Do we have an accord?
What do you want as proof for you to
Other than the stop, would you like some?
eradicating goblin heads?
If
Either you know of.
he holds up a hand, if you could bring me, let's say 5 goblin ears, just to. You see a flicker of anger cross his normally very austere face.
Is it sort of trying to read why you message?
Sure. Because they stole his stock. It's about all you can glean.
Preferences as to whether they die quick or slow.
So long as they're dead.
You don't know what I enjoy.
He just wants them dead.
Someone.
He just wants them dead. That's it.
You don't understand.
I just want them dead.
No, I'm bad at it.
Bring me the ears and the stock if you could, and I will see what information I can find. They will be in crates stamped with my sigil.
Can we get Spud to trace a copy of the sigil?
The same image that you saw out the front.
So you can't fuck this up.
Not Thoradin, but yes. Yeah.
So we have a call.
We all nod to each other.
He
Thumbs up.
doesn't reach out for the handshake. He just merely nods to you all.
Seems fair.
Have a good day.
And a fruitful night to you.
Hey guys, I just wanted to quickly recap what the party was actually talking about in that section. I know the audio was messed up, it was way too loud, and I had no idea until afterwards. So I'll just quickly recap what the players sort of talked about, what they asked about. They talk about finding a ship to get out of town, because they feel like they're done in the town. They discussed sort of what they wanted to do going on from this point. Brother Kincaid asks about the Books of Slate, some books from his order of clerics. Kincaid has information regarding Austrain being a smuggler, and hence why he came to him for information regarding the Books of Slate. Now, this was part of his backstory, just so that you know. Spudorne also shows him the sketch and asks if he recognizes it. Thoradin asks about information regarding the seers. Now, this is a part of Thoradin's backstory. The seers are supposedly, people far off to the west that know information or can scry or divine information regarding his history, his upbringing. There is talk of bribery. They discuss what the mushrooms that Austrain that is cultivating. They ask him what they actually do and the effects of them. They ask what their sort of side of the quest is, so what they need to do in return for this information, and just any insight towards the goblins themselves. Now, again, I apologize. I had no idea that audio clip was so loud. I've gone through and retroactively made sure the volume of each of those is more equalized. So I'll do my best for future. Carry on. Enjoy. Shh.
Head back
Yeah.
to some form of. We have any. So, can we go to a key to sense actually? A key to. Can we go to your house now? We need to.
Yep. So it's fairly. It's a fairly small abode up in the northwestern corner, just sort of adjacent to over here for you at home. In those rows of tenements, they're not freestanding houses. They're all share the same roof, and you make your way back over there amidst sort of spotty, sporadic rain, bit of wind, blustering, and you head back in there. As you round the corner, I'd like you all to make perception. Yep. Is that a 0? Only you notice. Down the way, you see a small figure flit through and go out of sight.
I'd immediately like to start scanning any of our rooftops now, please.
Okay, roll.
We're being ambushed.
Roll more perception.
Oh no! That's a 2.
You look up into the air, sort of rainy and going into your eyes a little bit. You can't see any figures on the roofs, or seems alright. Alright, so you head down a couple of houses down the let's say the second row to Akita's abode. It's simple stone mortared together, sharing the roof with the neighbouring building, and you go inside and you finally get out of the rain, and a nice reprieve. Pull the door closed, and we might take a short break there. Come back in a few minutes and we'll just refill drinks, have a whiz, all that sort of stuff, and we'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Well, hey there. Now, I know I didn't use them to their fullest extent because I wasn't in the same environment, but Battlefield Accessories have graciously given me a dungeon tile set and some spare furniture and stuff, which you haven't seen yet. I'll use it to its fullest extent soon enough, but it's a very versatile, very easy to put together, and they look great. So if you're looking to up your tabletop games, by any means, go give Battlefield Accessories a quick look. They're an Aussie brand, so go give them some support. Yeah!
I believe. Yeah, looks about right. Alright, welcome back, guys, and I see that raid there, Yard. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Alright, let's get back into it. So, the party has just made a trade-off for information. Now I'm just making sure. Yes, good. Made a trade-off for some information. In order to get said information, a favour is done in return. Austrian has asked them to go and retrieve some goods of his and bring them back and maybe exact some vengeance. We'll see how they go. Anyway, back to it. Okay.
If we have anything to do with it, we will exact some vengeance.
That is right. Out, Lila.
I'm just here to kill things.
I'm just killing time.
It's got nothing to do with vengeance. It's just...
All right.
Vengeance for him.
So as you all take your seat in Hope.
Yeah, I'm just.
We're trying to get rid
She's
of
taming
Riley.
a griffin.
This is in your house.
She's trying to get Griffin right
You
now.
sort of sit around the table. Not enough seats, so some just stand, I guess.
Not many seats can handle the weight of a Torval.
It's true. He's got his own shell.
Yeah, I just retract the legs and just
It's like a beanbag.
balance.
She Hope lights one of the torch sconces, and you're off.
It's
More
late
of a
time?
DM question. If a druid morphs into, like, do any animals, like, she would have morphed into a bat or a rat.
She can't
Do
fly.
Animals have night vision.
Certain ones, yes.
Can you morph into any animals that currently have night vision?
She has to have seen
Or she
the
naturally-
animals.
Do you naturally have
I
dark
naturally
vision?
have, yes.
Does that
dark
apply
vision.
when you transform? No.
You take on the
The senses.
characteristics of the animal you become.
Okay.
If we're sitting, I want to have a look at the bloodstone that I've got.
Okay, so you pull it out of one of your belt pouches.
That's in my shell.
You can't keep shit in your shell. You've got a belt and a backpack and stuff.
A little bit of extra space.
And as you go to reach for the pouch, it's not there. The whole pouch is missing from your waist. You go, look around.
Is it in my shell?
Something that isn't there anymore.
I'm just going to put a blanket rule. You can't keep shit inside of yourself.
Yeah. Quick look through the backpack and the pouches and stuff. I want to have the bloodstone.
You mean the one I gave you?
No, the other one.
There was only one though.
Oh, it must be that one then.
Yep, so that's missing.
I mean, only if no one else has it.
Did you give it to anyone? After I gave it to you?
So the rest of
Can we all check our
the rest of you check your
check
pockets,
myself.
pat yourselves.
Surprisingly enough.
Hope you also realise that you're missing your money purse.
Yeah, do I have my money? Is it just that
Yes,
pouch?
yeah.
This one?
How much can I do, like an intelligence to try and remember exactly what that child that asked us about the mithril whatever looks like?
Sure.
Anybody against children killing?
What?
Nothing.
sorry?
Nothing. 17.
17. Oh,
17
to
with the
remember,
modifier.
yeah.
To remember what this child looks like.
A cute little halfling boy.
Can I remember his face quite well?
Yep, sandy sort of hair. He's kind of, stands out a little in that he's very small and there's not many
Alright,
that
I'd
look
just
like
to
him.
mentally bookmark that.
The one that
We'll deal with that
was
later.
just about the mithril order. Whatever it was.
Yeah, mithril
There you
Vanguard.
go.
That's the one, sorry.
Mithril Vanguard, yeah. Okay.
Well, if I've got nothing missing, I'm gonna go to sleep.
It's 3 in the afternoon.
That's the afternoon. I'm tired.
I would also like to... So we're sitting at a kid's table.
Yep,
Thereabouts.
there's someone.
I go and have
Yep.
a short rest.
I would like to
Okay.
ask Spudorne to join us at the table before he has a rest.
Sure?
Or
Yep.
if he does go to sleep, I would like to stick both of my fingers up his nose until he wakes up manually. Pretty much.
No, he doesn't fall asleep like that. He just sort of gets back up,
Oh,
comes
what's
to the
up?
table.
Wake up like that sometimes.
Aren't we going to sleep?
No,
Is
because
anyone else-
we need to plan a raid.
Is anyone else missing anything? I had a pouch that had a stone, like a bloodstone in it.
I'm missing all my money.
Have we been robbed? Do you have your
Well, I
money?
mean, you guys might.
Do I have something?
Yeah, don't find anything missing.
Do I check myself? Am I missing?
You have not. Nothing
Right,
is amiss.
I've still got the eggs.
Still missing it,
Still
yeah.
got the
You've
eggs,
still got
that
the
I've been
eggs.
holding the whole time.
Yeah.
Yes, technically.
You sure do.
That's why I'm bookmarking that child's face. Because I'm going to go and cut it off.
Oh, I'm like, well, I think I need to go sleep. You guys plan. I'll follow you when you're ready to go.
Why do you need to sleep?
Oh, I'm just gonna have a rest.
He's quite...
Isn't it midday?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
tired
It's
from
like
carrying my
3.
chain, mate.
It's 3 p.m.
Carrying my chain.
You
mate.
can have a short rest if you'd
To
like.
be fair, I want us to rest before the night raid.
Yeah, but
Well, who said anything about a night raid?
This
why?
guy, the guy that's going
That's
on
why
night
we're
raid
sitting here
because
to
we have
plan.
shit to do and we need to get this done before tomorrow to get the information.
He
As
will
well
let us
as
go
the best
plan
time
it.
to kill people
Well-
is at night.
Strongly
He-
disagree.
He is a rogue. He's well versed in
Okay,
these
I am
kinds
going
of
with or
things.
without you.
He knows how to infiltrate at night.
I have
far
a
away?
plus whatever to stealth.
It's the, what was it, the blood axe? Like how long would it take?
Broad
to get
axe, do you
Yeah,
mean?
broad axe,
Yeah,
sorry.
broad axe. We're not going to get there today.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
that's
why
fine.
did we make a deal
To
tomorrow?
get through the mountains, you'll travel along the valley between the mountains, the normal trade route. It'll take you about half a day to get out
foot?
of the mountains. Yeah,
What about my horse?
we don't have horses. What are you talking
a
about?
lot quicker.
You think there's not a single person in your village that rents
He can turn into a mule. We can all jump on her back.
We can
Oh, let's go.
I probably.
Spud, we made a
We can
deal
attach you
to
to a
get
rope.
the
Just put
information
her at the back
tomorrow.
and slide on your shoulder.
If we turn up to the deal without the mushrooms and without the goblin ears, how much information do you think we're going to get?
Are we going to rush off in the middle of the night?
Are you a dwarf now?
Hang on, where?
I'm just trying to converse in his tongue.
That's what speaking dwarfish
It's
is.
an attempt at persuasion.
Okay, we're supposed to be having a meeting, right? I'm here now.
That's a meeting.
What do our friends think?
Okay.
I've heard enough from you.
I vote.
Shut up, Ro.
I mean, you're all
it's
gonna
around
do
midday
something
now,
if we
yeah?
don't
It's
do
like
it.
3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
'Cause
And it'll
you
take
guys
us how
all
long to
gave
get
that
where we
person
need to go?
About half a day
Don't
to
do
get
anything,
through to the
it
other side.
costs money anyway.
Okay.
Well,
And it's like-
It'll take half a day anyway. By the time we'll get there, it'll be night.
I'd like to pull through it in the side.
Sure. You're in a small room, but sure.
I would like to pull through it in the outside
Okay, you open the
and
door.
shut the door very firmly behind me.
You slam Akita's door.
What's his problem?
Right, to make sure he doesn't break it.
Not enough to
Sorry,
break.
He needs
My
to
strength is
rest.
7. How could I break it? And it's going
We need to eat or something.
Yeah. The wind
Have
helps.
a
Snickers. Okay, so you're not yourself when you're
What do you
hungry.
guys think?
Verse.
We have a job.
You're outside,
We do.
Thurbin.
We need
That's
to
your
get
Oh, sorry,
mushrooms.
Thurbin.
We need to
Yes.
kill some fools.
Yes, we do.
If we wait longer than we have to, they could move the
Yes.
product, we could lose them, and then we get nothing. And you and I are both out a couple gold apiece.
You're saying.
I'm saying that regardless of whether or not the rest of the group agrees, you and I, at the absolute least, go and scout this location. We rent some horses, or steal them in the middle of the night. I am impartial to either. Rent if we can,
However, the fact is, it'll take half a day to get there.
half day on foot, not by horseback. Probably take us, what, an hour or 2 by horseback at most? It's 3 in the afternoon now. We could rest. By the time the sun goes down, you and I could go and secure some horses. We could get there. We could scout the entire location, and we could be back by 3 in the morning.
I
No
feel like
one's
we need
alive.
the whole party.
Perhaps. But I'm impatient
Well, if you're impatient, why are you going to wait till midnight? Why not go now?
because we need the sun to go down. Because I am a rogue and I understand the importance of stealth.
The sun will be down by the time we get to our location.
If we leave right now, it'll be 5 in the afternoon. Does the sun go down at 5 in the
Takes
afternoon?
half a day.
I mean to
Half
walk.
a
3
day
o'clock plus
on
half a day.
half a day on foot. That's what you said, right? Half a day on foot. If we get horses, which travel relatively faster than walking speed, as far as I'm aware, we could get there in an hour or 2. We could scout the location. We could be back middle of the night.
We can do
early
this through
morning.
the door, right? Like,
They are yelling.
It's not a super store.
Open the door.
You can come back
Remember it for
in.
next time. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, what we could do
Is
is we could tie Kincaid to the back. He can go in his shell, so he can just trail behind on the horse.
do you think he'll wake up though?
He'll be fine.
I don't like this idea.
I feel like he's
wait,
gonna wake up.
They're outside. We can
He's gonna
talk to
wake
each
up
other.
and cut the
Well, I'm
rope.
saying that to you guys.
There's
Oh,
time.
You're
Just
listening
saying.
at the door.
Yeah, we're all
I
just
this
like,
idea.
oh, I don't like this part.
Between the 2 of us, we should be able to handle a scout.
They can't.
That's what you think.
I'm saying that to them, not
I'm a 6'1" orc.
You are
Chainmail.
You're
and the
not.
warhammer.
You're not the one that's going to be doing the scouting. You're my backup. Should shit go down, that's why we're going together. Well,
feel
that's
like-
why I would like for us to go together.
I feel like we
Party?
would need to bring someone who can do surveillance with you.
That's me.
What
with
are the- what are the
superior
three
data.
you
Like
think?
I can see
Alright.
160.
We kick open the door and we
140.
say, hang on. We're a team here. We all agreed to this mission. We need to go together.
Why don't we just rent a horse or 3?
Okay, Spud, what's your plan for getting the information tomorrow?
I vote that Kincaid makes the decision.
Well, does it have to
Hold
be?
on, hold
Does it have to be tomorrow? Can't we just go back to Austin and say, "Hey, it's going to take us longer than we realised to get there. We'll come back the day after tomorrow, or whenever." As long as he gets his shit, he probably doesn't mind exactly when we drop
1
off.
second.
Again, I would just like to stress the importance that thieves with
Horses are
product to
expensive.
move probably aren't going to stick around for very long.
Can we ride griffins?
We have no
We can't.
griffins.
However,
Can we ride
she
griffins?
knows
Griffins
where
are-
he-
We have a griffin trainer.
How about this? Why don't we leave now and we stop halfway, and then we can go at midnight.
So you would like to
or
make camp halfway?
camp halfway, and then we can use the following evening if we need to.
Well, wasn't there? There was the what was it, Blood Axe Farm?
Close.
Something.
It goes through the
I
mountains.
can't read board riding, alright?
We go through the mountains.
Oh, that's an
Through the
A.
mountains into the farm.
I thought it said Brood Axe, and I was like, well, that obviously that's Blood Axe.
Are there stables here that we can buy
horses run?
There is a stockyard that you visited earlier
Were
today.
there horses in
You
there?
rack your
Entire village
brains.
without a horse.
Were there horses?
Yes.
Would there be like, I don't know, an ox or something that could carry me?
How about
Would I
this?
remember the prices of the horses?
You didn't ask.
They're in.
How about this? How about
the
this?
thingy.
We take horses so we get there quickly, right? I don't really want to walk. I'm
Do we leave?
pretty tired
Yeah.
already. And we ride to his abode. Okay, and that'll be what, midnight by the time we get there, something like that.
Like the suspected house of the
Yeah,
people
yeah,
that stole it?
the house,
Right.
his house. He said his
the
house
location
was
to
there.
scout,
The
yeah.
location.
Yeah.
So we'll go there.
The
There
place
shouldn't
where
be
it was
anything
stolen
left there.
from.
They've
Yeah.
taken all the mushrooms, right?
Well, I mean, there's probably other stuff there, but yeah.
Probably, but yeah. So we can go. We can wait
Chairs.
there. You can go scout the Goblin Caves or whatever that is, and we can wait there. And we just ride the
I'm not
horses
opposed
back.
to this idea. At least it's got us doing
Yeah,
something as
and
opposed
maybe-
to waiting all
and-
night.
Well, rather than half
Yeah.
the party going to
We're
scout.
not, because both you and Hope are quite stealthy if need be. You can
Yeah.
turn into a rat or a
Well,
mouse
you two
or a
can go-
cockroach or something.
Yeah, I
We're
was gonna
less
suggest that
stealthy,
later anyway.
but quite good at, bing bong and
Yeah,
hammers.
yeah.
So we can be sort
We
of
can
at
bring
the
the
ready
bombs.
to.
Yeah, we can have a signal prepared should shit go down, which is why I have 10 flasks of oil. I can make quite a signal.
So let's.
Where's the back
Four
of
flasks.
What's the fair? Well, it sounds like the
All right.
first step in this is the horses.
Let's go.
slash,
Let's just go get a wagon.
Let's
and
go
go
to-
around.
let's go to the
rhino or
stockyard and
whatever
have a
that will
look.
Let's go to the stockyard.
Let's go to the stockyard. Have a
Going
look.
to the stockyard.
Right,
A
we are
plan
agreed
is formed.
that we're going to
Hey,
do
that's not
something
bad.
rather than go to sleep.
Go.
I've had in sessions where we literally just spent 4 hours, it was like got there, argued about the plan, left.
Yeah, at least the plan is moving right
Yeah.
now.
I was going to cut you off in a minute, but you got there on your own.
I was trying to drive to a
Yep.
point there.
So you head back to the stockyards. It's still a bit blustery out, but you flag down Darius and ask if you can borrow a few. For you work with him quite closely. It won't cost you anything. It won't put you out.
Sweet.
Just so long as you bring them back in one piece.
Maybe
Perhaps.
if you guys have horses and maybe like
Will do.
a couple of ox and like a cart or something for me.
But before we do that, can we leave the eggs with Darius?
Well, that was also going to be my follow-up
I don't
question.
really
about
want
you.
to take
You know more about them.
You haven't
Yeah,
had
that's
that
the
chest thing built yet, have you?
Look, we should put the eggs. We'll give them
You
to
talk to
Darius.
Yep.
As collateral.
Yeah.
Will you take
And trade for
take
the
care
horses.
of?
You take care of them. We'll take care of your
That
horses.
will cover it quite well.
Just make sure they're here when we come back.
I look after animals.
Because I need
This is what I do.
If I found out you had an omelette without me,
I'll let you know how terrible it probably would taste.
Wouldn't it be furry?
All right.
Yet to be seen.
Yeah. Is there something that would carry me?
Yeah, he's got some larger horses that
like
are
the-
sturdier.
Clydesdales,
Yeah.
the ones with the furry
It's
hooves.
more
That
like,
will
if
be
they have
able to
move
manage your
freight around,
weight.
They have to have decent.
They have large stock horses for this. So a cart or horses?
I think
Well,
we all-
probably just horses for them. I was thinking the cart because I was thinking I would have to be on it.
Yeah.
And the eggs and stuff. But if we're leaving that, and if there's a horse big enough for me, just 4 regular horses, or
Alright.
3 regular horses, 1 small Shetland pony, and 1 extra large horse.
A Clydesdale.
Yeah, Clydesdale.
All right, so
Thereabouts.
you'll pick out your mount. Some of them are more docile, some are a little more feisty, pulling at the reins. But
I
yeah,
want the
I
docile
want the
as a
feisty one.
Clydesdale.
your Clydesdale is a little more
Do we
feisty.
get to
But
I want
name
the
them?
feisty one.
Can we name them?
Feisty?
sure, you can name them whatever you would like.
Darius hasn't named them, so we're going to name them.
I'm gonna call him Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
I'm going to call mine Clyde the Clydesdale.
Yep.
You can call them whatever you wish.
do not name my horse.
So
It's not mine.
as you make your way from the stockyards out the front gate, the guards sort of bid you adieu. Are you coming back tonight?
Probably in the
Probably
morning
tomorrow.
or tomorrow
Tomorrow.
afternoon.
We'll have back to-
some point
by tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Okay,
Don't expect
good luck.
us.
Yeehaw!
And so you clop down the main road. Now it's a well used road. It doesn't have wagon tracks in it. It's really firm packed earth. So it's as straight and solid as of a road as you could hope for. And ahead of you, you see the mountains to either side of this valley. Quite thick trees in the valley. A lot of water pooling down that way, and yeah, you set off. What sort of pace are you riding at? At a canter? Okay.
No, you're going to tire the horses out in the sky.
just
It's
normal.
an hour! How long is it going to take us on horses to get to the Broad Axe Farms?
2 hours.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'd say roll an intelligence check.
Because you can go
Half a day's
fast,
12
you can go
hours, right?
fast, normal, or slow. And fast means we'll just be going oblivious and won't see anything
17.
in weight. So
So you sort of plot it out in your head. 12 hours walking, maybe trivial has been might take 2.5, 3 hours
At a regular speed or
at a regular speed. Canter, your horse will exhaust itself in about
hour
and
best.
also
not an hour.
If there's any
At a
game-
full canter, you'll
there's
kill
canter
the
and then there's
thing.
sprint, right?
No, canter is as far. Oh, gallop. Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong one.
Yeah, canter's the middle one.
Canter's the middle one. Yes,
that's
sorry,
what I'm
that's my
saying.
bad.
Technically,
Yep.
no.
I mean,
Canter
yes,
is the second highest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walk, trot,
in-
canter, gallop.
Yeah.
actual real life, but in D&D
Sorry,
you
you
have
should have said that.
fast,
You're
normal,
Whoa.
slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah, so you want to go normal sort of
yeah,
speed.
normal.
Pace. You'll make it in about
Normal.
2.5, 3
Half
hours.
speed.
Normal.
All right.
Alright, normal.
So you sort of
Yeah, I'd just
Plod
like
along.
to take off normal
clippity
speed
clop.
towards Broad Axe
Clippity
Farms.
clops. Yep.
So you get to the edge of the trees. They're quite tall, probably 40-foot trees. Big canopy, but fairly spaced out. Not too dense. And with the light starting to wane and in amongst the trees, it gets dark fairly quick. Most of you with dark vision don't really have any issues seeing ahead.
But it's
I
wet
keep
and
tripping
cold.
over shit.
It is wet and cold.
You're on a horse.
You keep leading your horse slightly
Horse
off
keeps-
the track
actually,
into the brush.
Our horses don't have dark vision.
No,
Horses are fine in the day.
But
They don't need
we
to.
can steer.
they just
That's
sort
what
of
the reins are for.
yeah. It takes a
over
little
shit.
bit of fiddling around to get them to actually listen to you, but most of you stay together. The horses sort of follow one another. So you get into the trees a bit, cloppity clopping along for probably 40 minutes. Start snacking on something. It's getting late into the afternoon.
All right.
You pull out some snacks from your pouch, and
Oh no, my snacks! They took my snacks!
as you're nibbling away, the light's sort of fading. It's close to 5. You see a small figure well up ahead in the distance, probably, let's say, like 150 feet. You can just sort of make out a figure in white out on the road.
Does it look like a gnome with mousy hair?
Make a perception check.
All of us are just him.
I would also like
Me,
to try
18.
and... No, well, doesn't matter.
You can see that it's sort of, it's a fair way away, but you can see that it's a smaller sort of size.
I'm going to whisper to Kincaid, I think that's the kid that took your stuff. See?
Okay.
It's dark, I can't see anything.
Let's go catch him
The
and
rain
see.
dripping off Kincaid's head.
He's not on a horse, is he?
He's miserable.
Is he on a horse?
Yeah, I'm on a horse.
No, the midget. Is he on a
Oh.
horse?
I'm gonna say, being on a horse doesn't affect how dark it is.
Why not?
Surprisingly.
DM, is he on a horse?
Who?
The figure.
The figure in
No,
the distance.
the figure is on the
So he's
ground.
been running ahead of us.
He's
And now we can go catch him and you get your stuff back. Don't you want your blood
As you begin to get a bit closer, you notice that the figure is not that small. Not the same size.
Is it goblin
It's
size?
still smaller. Roll a perception check.
how close are we?
You're getting to about
15.
70 feet away.
Is it dark yet?
Yeah, it's starting to get pretty dark. What'd you roll, sorry? 15. You see that it's a... You don't see much. Roll at disadvantage. Because you don't have dark vision.
12.
Again, you can see a small figure sort of staggering a little bit on the way back towards Stonebreak, dressed in white.
Did I get anything else like out of like dressed in white? Did that trigger something like, oh, that must be one of the blah, 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 who always
It's
dressed in
pretty
white?
dark, and you're like,
When you say staggering, does he look injured?
roll a perception check.
13.
It's still a fair way away. You can't really see if anything's injured.
There's always trouble.
However, let me finish
Sorry.
for cutting him. What? I was exactly talking. However, as they get a little bit closer, they do seem to be clutching their arm. And it does look like they may have been injured.
Okay, I would like to... Can I ride to within 40 feet of this creature,
Yep.
pull my horse off the side of the road, dismount?
Sure. Yep.
I then
Tie it up
fly?
to a tree, or
Tie it to the nearest fucking tree within that 40 feet when I pull it to the side of the road. Just tie it to any fucking tree.
sure.
whatever.
Language twice.
I would like to just tie it to the tree
Thank you. Yep, that's
In the
fine.
meantime,
Any tree.
You hop off.
and then hide.
There's no
Stealth.
warm.
So roll for stealth.
9?
3 + 6.
Yep. Okay.
I go, Barris, what are you doing?
Am I hidden or not? Is a 9 a fail? It sounds like a fail.
You don't know.
It depends on.
You hide
It
it. You
depends on
hide
how
as well as you
perspective they
can.
are.
Okay.
Barris,
so
what are you doing?
Spudorne.
I refuse to answer and
Roll
just push
perception.
further into the brush. Trying to move, separate myself a little bit from the party, just to try and
Okay.
actually be stealthy so I don't have someone walking after where I was going, oh no, where are you?
It's true. He's got a point.
Remember, loud sounds scare spiders.
All
If
right.
there's giant spiders out here, we'll deal with that shit later.
I get to use our stuff.
Finally.
So, we obviously don't have trees at this point, but those are trees. Those are trees.
Look at those trees.
Sure, we can actually
Somebody
see
must have
it.
used some rich girl on those.
Beetle
They
weed.
beat away. They do. I reckon they use 3 bottles at the 4
At
litres.
least.
At least.
Little tree.
Right. So as you start, where are you? You
Where
are.
am I?
The lot of you are pretty much over that
Oh,
side.
there's me.
Just put me in the trees on the side.
We're in wherever the shoebox is.
You're all on horses.
Oh, who's that?
That one's Turtle Man.
Turtle fella.
That's actually pretty groovy.
That must be
yeah.
Hope.
I want to see that painted.
That's bloody huge.
It's pretty sweet.
How's he feel on a horse?
It's a very big horse.
And then little Varys,
And a big turtle.
sort of
Yeah, something.
down behind a tree.
Yeah, it's fine.
Was any further ahead?
A little bit, but it doesn't matter.
Sure, you can be
Where's the
further ahead.
mysterious figure?
Yeah, it's quite a
Probably at
reach.
the top of the road, I guess. Because I said within like 40 feet, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the figure sort of staggering along. I don't have a proper figure for it. Sort of staggering along and begins to call out to you, "Help me! Help!"
Can I scan around, see if this is some kind of trick, bullshit ambush, something
Roll
like
it.
that? Is this perception or what?
Yep.
Perception. 10.
Yep. From what you can see, you're in the trees.
It seems fine, fellas. Hearing that, I'll like ride up, sort of nearby, and hop off the horse.
Yep.
I'll do the same.
Oh, we're dismounting, are we? Okay, good.
Well, I
Okay.
can't heal him from up here.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Horseback medicine.
No, I just
So
need
you
to-
tying your horses to the trees? What are you
Just like
doing?
everyone
Yeah,
starts
I'm
getting
going.
up.
You'll join?
I'll stay on the horse.
Okay, you will stay on the horsey. Yeah, so the figure begins to edge closer to you. You get a better look.
Can we make out what his name?
What is what?
What they are?
Yeah. So you have a look, and it's Leash. Could you turn off the kitchen light, please?
The illusion!
You notice the figure has torn clothing and is bleeding on the arm, quite a big gash, and it's a female gnome, and she help me! I've been attacked.
By what? Or who?
So you sort of back over. Wolves!
I'll,
You can
go
see
up and-
blood dripping
yeah.
down.
Can I go up and have a look at her arm?
Yeah, sure.
Does it look like a wolf?
Make a medicine check.
Yeah, I can do medicine.
Nature?
Medicine sounds about right. Also, gross. 6.
You go up. You can see a whole lot of blood gash down the arm, and you. I mean, it's a wound. You haven't seen many wounds
Yeah,
of
yeah.
late. You deal with dead people, sort of,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but you
Can I take? I've got,
definitely
like,
see the blood.
I don't think I actually have a medicine kit, but I've got like some spare like clothes in my backpack, and I like rip some shreds up. And
Yeah,
start
sure.
Bandaging.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, tourniquet, bandage.
Yep. So you start wrapping them around her, and
I don't like this at all.
Like that smile.
I was
What's
thinking
your
of
AC?
loading the crossbow.
My
metagaming.
AC is I probably wouldn't have my shield out if I'm wrapping up whilst I'm bandaging her arm, so 17.
okay. All right. So as you are trying to help this person, whoop, sorry, wrong one. As you're trying to help this person, she goes to plunge a dagger into your stomach.
Sweet.
Not accounting for how hard your exoskeleton actually is, it just bounces off your chest, and her face changes immediately into a grimace. I'd like you all to roll.
Initiative.
No.
With your talons. I did hide earlier though, right?
You did?
Well, you tried
You'd
to.
have a sneak attack.
Well, I got 9. I don't know if I'm hidden or not. I've discovered that this is a part of stealth that I wasn't aware of.
So what is your
Do I
AC?
know if I'm stealth or not? Like,
Nope.
do I know if people can see me or not?
You do your
I'm just
best
like,
to.
I'm
You
so
do your best to
stealthy.
hide. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
your-
it's just
your
me
assumption
standing
is-
Yeah.
with like a torch.
Yeah.
In the
and like a leaf
location.
in front of my head, and I'm just like,
best thing
no
you can
one will
do.
figure this one out.
So, Hope, you receive an arrow in your side, and another one sort of whistles above your head and embeds itself into the trees nearby. What's a bloody bow? What is it?
D depends on the bow. D6 or D8.
Long.
Short bow is D6. long bow is D8.
Yeah. We'll short it. You take 4 piercing damage as an arrow enters your side. Oh!
Being further back on the pony, I might have seen where that came from.
You can try.
I would like to.
And I'd like you all to roll initiative
Yeah, I was
now.
going to say, do we roll initiative?
I rolled 14 to see.
Do they know I'm there
That
because
is-
I'm in the trees?
They,
with
they
horses?
saw you take the horse off and tie it up.
19, baby.
Nice. Hold on.
12.
Music is epic.
I need this.
It is kind of bad.
The ambush is on.
I just wish I knew whether or not I was hidden.
You'll find out when
It
you
makes
go
my
to
next move really questionable. It's either I get fucked to death or I do really well.
All right.
like a good
What were
way
your
to go.
numbers? Sorry.
19 for me.
Nice.
14 for Kincaid.
Yep.
11 for Hope.
Yep.
17 Spud.
There's no like.
Yep.
12. There's no proficiency.
Dex. Your Dex modifier.
Oh shit. Alright, sorry, 21.
21.
Sorry.
And then you can get like feats and stuff that increase with certain classes.
Okay.
You can charisma, stuff
All right.
Yeah, my
So
charisma's minus.
we have.
Good play.
Where are you? Varys. Suspecting something to be afoot in first.
But failing to see that it was a trap.
Basically, yeah.
like correctly suspecting that something.
Correctly
was
suspecting, but failing to perceive.
Failing, yeah.
Blankety
Failing to warn
blank.
everyone.
Well, I didn't see anything. There was nothing wrong,
And it's
according
like,
to me.
I'm hidden. I'm a tree.
I'm hidden.
Yeah, everything was
Everything
fine
is
until
fine.
daggers started bouncing off my shell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's why you're in front. And that's why I'm in the fucking trees. That's why I'm in the trees.
And then Hope last.
Yeah, is it just me or is
Who's
the
the
names
man?
rubbed off? Or...
No, it's the.
It's around the other
They're
side.
the
I've got them
enemies.
facing
They're
me.
the-
Ah, okay.
And yeah,
I
they're
just
the,
thought
they're
those
the
were like
enemies.
all of us, and I'm just like,
They're the
I feel like I'm
enemies.
missing 2 names here.
Those are like generic ones.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. We have
General
our
bad
battle
people.
order.
Or gnomes or goblins.
Okay. So with your great perception,
My level 18 perception.
Your perception actually 18.
No, I rolled it.
thought your passive was 18. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how smart are you?
You spot some others further down the field. People have popped out and taken a shot.
Taking a potty.
So first up is Varys. Woo, that came off easily.
Right.
So I can't shout about their location.
No,
Yeah.
you just were watching when it
So
happened.
like, I don't see where these shots are coming from. All I can see is
you
the
can
person
make a
in the middle of the
perception
road.
check.
Okay, I'll make a perception check. 5? No, it's 3. It's 3.
You were too busy trying to hide
I'm basically
yourself
blind.
World's greatest road.
I instantly developed
and
cataracts.
did not see where the arrows came from. You do, however, see one further down the path, and the one that tried to stab Kincaid.
Okay, I would just like to slam a bolt into the old crossbow and just fire it at the one that tried to stab Kincaid.
Okay, so you pop out of cover.
Yep.
Roll your attack.
2 hits. Is plus my dex plus my proficiency. So 9 to hit.
If it was,
I'm rolling like fucking garbage.
If it was,
Language,
Maybe you should roll on
please.
the table.
if it was,
Is that gonna
was
change
he?
anything?
Right, was he hidden from her? Because he'd get advantage if he was.
Not hidden. This is the person
Yeah,
that
I rolled a
stabbed
9
you.
for stealth. Yeah, with a plus 6. So
I don't know. Maybe she was blind.
So you
I should basically
you
just take
pop
the
off a
crossbow, put it in
shot.
my own mouth.
You pop off a shot, and she is quite small. It whistles over her head. You're also trying not to hit Kincaid with your shot as well, because he is quite a
If I
large
did, it's just
figure.
gonna bounce off him. It's like 19 AC or something.
Would you like to do any other movement or bonus action?
No, because I can't see where anyone is, so like moving around is a shit idea.
You can try and hide again.
Yeah.
Bonus action.
Oh, that's true.
Because you were hidden at
Okay, yeah,
the start
I would like
of
to
the
try and
turn.
hide again.
Yep.
Come on. Nat 20.
Ooh, that's a banger.
Thank you.
All right, so you come up to the base of the tree and pretty much disappear to everyone else's sight. You are just standing there, but
It's 26.
your stuff.
Jesus.
Wow,
Yeah, plus
quite
6
a roll.
That's why I took the proficiencies.
Excellent. All right.
You're always invisible.
Here you are. So at the most apparent target, a couple more arrows whistle out, but they just clatter off your shell. 2 more. Pew. Nothing.
I'd have my shield out by now.
Yep, by now. Whip the shield out.
Stab.
It hasn't been your turn yet.
And they
Trying to stab him, though. Like, I wouldn't
happening?
even just go.
They
oh,
pop
maybe
out,
this-
take
Why
a
are all
shot,
these
and
arrows
then
between? If only I had something
jump
I could block all these
back into cover.
arrows with.
Just like, should I get the shield out now?
all right, Spudorne.
I would like to ride my Shetland pony around through the bush towards the far arches. So however far my horse can go.
Yep. Now, I would like you to roll
Like me
a charisma check.
Charisma check.
Interesting one.
Oh, 21.
Whew. So you feel confidence. You feel this new surge of confidence that you wouldn't have had prior.
I'll protect my
You don't know where this sort of feeling has come from, but you feel like you can be brave.
Sweet. I feel less incompetent.
What would you like to
7
do?
strength.
How would I be feeling at this time? I guess all I've got is my scimitar and my battle axe, so I suppose I'll be using those. Now the battle axe is too heavy because of my wienery strength, so
Yep.
I'll take out my new scimitar
Yep.
and try and take a stab as I ride past.
Now-
I'm not ditching the horse yet.
You don't have.
Cavalier.
Are you doing it from horseback?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you try and ride up to this figure here.
You feel confident.
Yeah, you see the half elf trying to grab another arrow out of the quiver. Looking around the other side of the tree, he hears the clippity clop of you through the mulch and leaves behind him, and turns around. Make your attack roll at disadvantage.
Okay, scimitar d6 times 2. Oh, disadvantage, so I need to do 20.
Take the lowest
It's only
roll.
plus 2, so I'll take 13.
That does hit. Now, normally a scimitar would feel at home in your hands, but you feel that you've lost your ability to wield it how you used to. You do not have
Once
martial
upon a time-
weapon
Yeah,
proficiency.
Your hands aren't bad
What's
enough.
going on? Yeah, okay, cool. So I would lose the bonus.
It'd be -2, like that, +2.
But I factor that in with disadvantage. So, what did you roll damage-wise?
Damage, 3 damage. Let's do 5.
Okay.
No.
2 seconds.
No, because my guy's like changing.
Yeah, he's true.
You know what your stats used to be.
Maybe you could talk them
Old
into
things.
liking us in the middle of battle.
Come on, guys.
Yep, alright. So you whip out your scimitar and slash him along the shoulder blade, sort of hitting him in the back a little bit. Drawing blood, you feel pretty proud of that. On to the next, which is the others. So this one's going to come up and try and grapple you out of the saddle. And this one is
The old choke slam off.
going to run up and take a shot at Mr. Turtle.
He said half elf.
No. Alright, so this one is you.
The gnome was on the
Yeah, the gnome was the one that. Yeah, the gnome was on
The
the
gnome
half
tried to
elf,
stab
and
him,
it
but
was the-
half elf is the one shoot the bow.
But none of you know
One
that.
of the
Yeah, I
archers.
know.
Yeah.
Everyone's
This is
concerned there's just a stabby gnome.
Some kind of ragtag bandit.
You're not very nice.
So
Give me
you,
back my bandage.
Point that is very.
you take 7 damage. Sword slashing you in the arm and partially
have a
in the
lot of hit
chest.
Used to.
You still have the same hit point max.
That's lovely.
You are still a sturdy
Stay the
bugger.
same, it's just strength.
Sorry, how much damage?
7.
7.
It got cut to pieces.
And the other pops another shot off at the gigantic turtle that nothing seems to be able to penetrate.
It's a good target.
Woo! You take 7 points of piercing damage.
Actually hits you in the face.
Crossbow bolt lodges into the soft part of your shell.
He's actually rolling today.
Turns out that I don't.
Actually in danger.
Yeah.
Not
Alright.
immortal.
Yeah.
Do I still have my martial archetype? Because I get +2 damage for one hand. That's why I have a +2.
Oh.
Your fighting style.
Nothing will change. Yeah.
Your fighting style. Is
No, you do not.
Okay.
Kincaid, it is your go. You are in base contact with said small gnome.
I'll pull out my shield. So, yeah, I'm gonna pull out my shield, and I'll use my action to cast False Life on myself. So it's the same one that I did in the thing, like this, like artificial, like scab forms over it.
Yep.
really
So
quickly.
you perform a small incantation, some green light, and sort of mist comes off your fingertips over a spot where the arrow sort of went in, and you feel a surge of toughness. It sort of cracks a little bit as you make this false scab
Goes all
over the top.
leathery and
Yep.
scabby.
And
Black
you
and
get some
unnatural
temp
looking.
health.
Yep, 8
Yep.
temporary hit points.
Nice.
And I look down at the gnome and say, "Oh, that's how it is it?"
All right. Are you moving? Okay. Thurden.
Right, I want to run up to that half elf next to Spudorne.
Here we go.
Grab
Jeez,
my
follow me.
warhammer.
Which one? Bow or upper?
The one he initially attacked.
Okay, yeah, bow.
And go to smack him at the top of the head. Try to just bury him in the ground.
Okay, yeah, make your attack roll.
13 plus 4, 17.
That does hit. Roll damage.
I rolled a 1, but I have great weapon fighter, which means I can re-roll if I get a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
But the second roll has to count.
Okay. The second roll is what you take.
7 plus 4.
11. So you do cave his brain case into his chest region. A big sickening as you crush him into the dirt. His body just falls completely lifeless. Squadge.
Maintaining stealth gets a little harder for Varys.
Alright.
Just see this thing place down the side of a tree.
Yeah, that was your movement.
Yeah.
Nice. Good hit. Akita.
Coming there, I have to keep playing it.
Am I near the stabby? Can I walk up to the stabby gnome?
The stabby gnome, yes. You are not far away.
You don't run, you just walk.
You just walk.
Wait until you kill someone.
Walk
Like
cool
walking
and
in
calm.
slow-mo or like menacing style.
And I'll use my dagger.
Unleash me.
I'll just stab it.
So roll an attack.
That's good.
13.
That does hit.
Not bad.
Roll for damage. So you slip the knife in amongst his leather armor.
2.
You do 2 damage. A little off center, but you drew blood.
I'll show you a wolf bite.
Yep. That's your movement. That's your action. Yep. Varus.
It's what you do. You know?
Varus.
Guilty. So can I see this? Do I know that this elf is here? This one behind this tree? Just
This
up
one
from
here?
me? Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Do I know he's there?
Sorry, hold on.
And I rolled a 23 for 21 for stealth. So I'm going to take the chance that he can't see me.
Yeah, he doesn't know you're there, but you can see he's there. He's taken a few shots.
Is it less than 30 feet between us?
No. So you can
If I
get to
use
him.
dash, can I then attack him?
No. So wait, what are you?
Dash is my cunning
Super
action.
rogue.
Yeah,
So you
cunning
can
action.
take
So
dash.
I get that for free.
You don't need to dash. You can reach him.
So it's inside 30 feet.
Yes.
Is what you're saying?
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
I would like to pull the gold dagger and one of my plain piece of crap ones.
Yep. I assume
Right up behind
right
him,
up him in
And
the
try and
butt.
put both of them inside his ribcage.
Give it a go.
Come on,
He's our hero.
baby.
Gonna take where we should go.
10 plus
This is
12.
zero.
Please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that hits.
Oh, useful. Now, what's dagger damage?
D4.
Yeah.
D4.
And then D6 for your sneak attack if there's
And
someone
D6 was sneak. And I was hidden.
Is there someone within 5 feet of it?
No.
3. So I roll D4 for each dagger?
So your
You only
off,
get one.
your offhand would be a separate attack.
Okay, yep. So
And you can
just
only
the gold one,
yep.
one's main hand.
Yep.
3
Plus your mod.
Plus 2 for dex mod, and then D6 for sneak. 7.
Cool.
That's it.
So what is that? 10.
That you can't roll a 7 on D6.
Yeah.
What did you roll?
Oh, what am I doing?
That's a D8.
Numbers,
Good
right?
catch.
1, 2,
3, 4,
really
5, 7.
tricky sometimes.
Yep.
4,
So 3
4,
plus
3
your
and 4,
mod.
7.
Okay. Plus your mods.
Plus 2 for dex.
And
I don't have proficiency with daggers as far as I'm aware.
simple weapons.
do.
You should.
I do.
But
so
that
I have-
doesn't do anything for the damage.
Okay, so I have proficiency, but it doesn't do anything, so it's 7.
Okay.
7 damage.
7 total.
I put the
Yep.
gold dagger in his ribs for 7 damage.
Wasn't it 3 and 4
It was
plus
3 and 4.
2 for your
The
dexterity?
Was 3 included? Was 3 on the dice or 3?
3 on the D4, 4
So
on the
5,
D6.
9.
Yeah.
So
Should be 9.
What this
3
man
plus
says,
2 plus
he
4.
very much knows more than I
It's
do.
all good. Yeah.
Trials
And
by,
then-
I defer to an authority.
So yeah, you add your dex modifier to your damage
Okay,
And your attack roll.
and your attack roll.
And your attack roll, okay.
You only add your proficiency bonus to your attack roll, not the damage.
Okay, well yeah,
Yep.
5 and 4, 9.
So 9
with
damage.
the gold dagger right in the
So
ribs.
basically, you stick the dagger in, look around at Kincaid, and go, "How'd I do?"
Exactly! I put it in him and I go,
I
like
give him a
this.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
I give him my famously persuasive thumbs up.
Famously
so-
persuasive. I am filled with courage
So
at
out-
the sight of this thumbs up.
Out of nowhere, this shadowy figure comes up behind what is a half orc and jabs a dagger right into his side. Oh! Massive down to the hilt sort of
Lick his ear
stab.
when I do it.
No, I don't think so.
What kind of a
I'm trying to creep these people out when I kill them.
The last thing they
The
remember.
last thing they die in
Okay.
confusion and fear.
Sometimes arousing.
All right.
I'm already
So
aroused.
this
It's like-
one's
I mean, maybe that
coming
doesn't
there.
them. I don't know. You're not being stabbed.
gonna
Doesn't
turn.
matter where, you know. Please don't. I mean, not really, right? Because it's only 9 damage. Maybe.
You take 5 damage in return. He turns
Licking
around.
him or
Yeah.
No, for being stabbed.
being a jerk.
He
It was full.
drops the bow and gives you a good return stab. Speedy response. And the other one comes up behind Thuridin. Yes, you keep track of your own health. It does not hit. So this one is wielding a trident, and he attempts to thrust it through you.
Damn.
Yep.
Did I take 5 or 7?
Stab the
5.
man in the heart with the trident.
Attempts to spear you in the back. You're closer than he expected you to be around the back of that tree. He then attempts as a bonus action to toss a net onto you. Make a what's net? Dex save?
It sounds like
It's
it.
strength to get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Dex to try and get out of the way of it.
I don't think you can dodge it if he hits.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
It's
just strength if he gets out.
I can't remember how they went.
Net.
Athletics?
Yeah, so it's if you hit, if he hits, you're automatically restrained, and then once you're restrained, you can use your action to either try and bust out or just hit it.
Okay.
To like slash it.
He attempts as sort of an afterthought to hurl this big old net over you. It's weighted on the edges, but it sort of clonks into the tree and gets a little bit stuck. Does not ensnare you, and he lets out a "Ugh" in frustration. Tree branches and stuff getting in the way. Up next is Spudorne.
Hello. Am I on the ground? Did I get tackled off a horse?
Let me go ever rolled that.
I don't think you ever did.
No.
He said he wanted to.
I'll allow it.
Beauty.
That's my bad.
So you use your action to take.
Yeah, well, I'm feeling confident, so I feel like my tattoos might be able to do something.
Only
Yeah. Any
Okay. Yep.
So maybe I'm going to try and throw the gem at him. Like I'm going to try and focus using that. The
So
scimitar feels unwieldy. Like
okay, as you pull the gem out of its pouch, you feel a surge through your arm, and with your charisma, you can use one of the say one of the cantrips that you learned.
okay, and try randomly determine, or do you want me to?
Nah, you can use poison spray as you pull that out of you. So it just sort of builds up in your hand, and then you call forth just this torrent of poison into this person's gullet.
Gullet. All right. Do you have the stats for that?
For what? Sorry? Poison spray.
Oh,
it's a
10
D12.
feet. Constitution
con
save, please. 8, 2, and 2, so it'll be 12. DC.
He has succeeded.
Then he takes.
Written that down.
Dang it.
Half damage.
I'm not very good at this because I didn't know I could cast magic.
It's all right. This is something completely foreign to you. You're not expecting it to burst out of your hand.
2, 5, 7.
No, so if he succeeds, he does not take damage.
Okay, so it sort of spurts out of your hand unexpectedly, but you realise that you know how to make poison spray out of your hand. So that is one of your cantrips.
Cool.
Would you like to perform any movement?
I'll just continue riding around him on the horse.
You will get a if you try and disengage from him.
Well, my horse just keeps going. I can't stop it. So
Well, you're in control of the horse.
You can.
Barely. I've got a sword.
They've
and
got
a
these things
Django.
called reins. Right? It's like ropes
I'm
attached to
on my
their
knees
head.
right
If you want to, that's fine. You
I think I get
can.
attacked. I'm gonna keep
Have him
riding.
with you.
Okay. So
I'll
you,
ride past him.
you keep to where? Where would you like to go?
Yeah, around the tree. Yep, yep.
Like around here, or
Yeah, just so I can be circling and shooting.
okay?
Yep, perfect.
Well, you can go a bit further. Would you like to be out in the open or behind the tree?
Yeah, it's fine. I can come help Varys
Cool.
potentially.
And he
Like options.
takes a swipe at you.
Swing 12 AC.
Does not hit. Tries to swing at you, but the horse is
Got my scimitar.
gallops away. Spudorne. All right, blankety blank. The tiny little gnome.
Oh no, poison spray. Burden.
The tiny little gnome.
I'm used to getting about it before, so, you know.
Just pass the horse.
Disengages. She whirls her hand in a particular motion and then claps them together. And where once she was directly in front of you, see she is a lot further away than you thought.
Oh, what the?
So she used Shadow Step. Shadow Step? Misty Step.
Shadow Step is a level 6 Shadow Monk.
It's not that one.
Do I hear
Misty Step.
Have I heard slash cinema behind me?
Make a perception check.
No, it's not my turn, but... mine?
Yes, you did hear it a slight as she sort of dropped into the grass. Grass. Why not? And that is fine. You are up, Mr. Kincaid.
Those, so there's the two that are right next to Thuridin. I don't know, are they within 5 feet of each other?
Not of each other, no.
Not of each other?
Like Thuridin and the elf.
No,
He wants to hit 2 with his Bell of Doom.
Well, yeah.
Yes. I absolutely do. In that case, I will, just...
That one's Thuridin, just in case you're wondering. It's that guy in that guy.
that's what I couldn't tell from here. It's like behind the...
Grey is us, white
He's behind the tree.
Just a side
you
note.
won't be able to see this one, but you can move if you'd like.
Side note, how good are these battlefield accessories?
Oh, battlefield accessories. Just you wait till it's a dungeon. This is from a dungeon
This
set.
battle powered by the dungeon set from Battlefield Accessories.
That's it, I don't even need to say for it.
So, so I will point to Nomi McStabstab and...
Who is behind a tree, like down here.
Oh, is she behind it? Can I move over? Would I have seen her reappear? Like, can I move over?
Yeah, she reappeared sort of that way. So
And then ducked behind
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
ducked
so
behind.
I'll move over so I've got line of sight.
that way.
Yeah, we'll just, across until I've got line of sight.
Yeah. Would you like to be closer to that, or is that about right? That's an
about
enemy.
fine. Just so that I can see
Yep,
it.
so you can see. Yep.
And I will cast Chill Touch
Cool.
on her. So I'll point at her, and the ghostly skeleton hand comes flying out of my arm and tries to grab her by the throat.
It's cool. Just stabbing people.
And it just flies off into the tree. It's a 5. Skeleton hand just goes rocketing through the trees.
Equivalent of shitting yourself.
Grabs you a squirrel and
Not
goes,
ideal. Not ideal. All right. So that's your movement and action.
Yep.
All right. Thuridin.
Alright, I want to turn around to that guy that tried to net me and swing my warhammer at his head, try to squish it against the tree.
Okay, so you're going for an outside edge.
Yeah.
You're feeling the bloodlust surge up, and your maul has already felt it once.
18.
Jiminy Christmas. Yep, that's a hit.
And polarized.
Guy's got a big old hammer.
I rolled a 2 so I can re-roll.
Are you sure it's 1 and 2?
One and 2.
That's pretty cool.
Right,
Yeah,
a
go
couple
for it.
times now. 1 and 2.
7 plus 4, 11.
Nice, good hit. So you belt him against the tree. Not quite the head where you're aiming. He sort of shrugged his shoulders, but still a sizable hit.
Broken
He
arm.
half felt convulsing now feels an uncomfortable pressure in his left leg.
Okay. Good. Would you like to do any movement?
Could I duck around the other side so that dude there can't see me?
You'll take an attack of opportunity if you disengage from him.
Then
You're just going to stay there?
that guy can hit me, whatever.
Akita!
Run up to the one that he just tried to smack his
This
head
one?
against the tree. Yep.
Alright.
Yeah, about, yep, that's good. Yep, that's fine.
Cool.
And I'm gonna do poison spray.
You're going to poison spray him?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because this AoE.
It's not a
Oh,
name.
this time!
I don't want to cop it again.
So
Poison
Akita,
another party member.
her grey skin
Me again.
dappled in the growing darkness, waves her hand and spits out a spray of acid. Not acid, poison, sorry.
I'm going to watch really closely to see how poison spray is done.
Yeah,
Just
you can
looking
probably
down
see
the
it,
road,
yep.
and like-
So I make a... What roll, sorry?
A Constitution saving
save.
throw.
Yeah.
10.
Got a 15.
Whatever your mod is.
I'm going to guess that does not hit.
Wisdom cast?
Yeah, wisdom save.
She's got
So it's
14.
no, it's the spell save DC, so 14.
Yeah, fine, sweet.
I rolled a
15,
natural
yeah.
15, so it does not hit.
Dodges.
You aimed where he was, but he gets thumped into the tree and sort of out of the way just as you do it. A little bit sizzles away on the bark.
Brilliant.
Okay, any other movement?
No, I'm good.
You got a little bit more. Back to Varys.
Okay, I'd like to take both daggers this time, using the bonus action that I apparently have because of
Yeah, so you do it one after the other. So you do the attack action, you stab
Normal
once,
attack,
and then as
bonus
you
action,
you can
offhand.
stab with the other one.
Okay, so I roll. Do you just want me to roll hit, or hit damage?
Roll
hit,
the first. Roll the
Okay.
roll the first. See how it goes.
11. Yeah, 9, 11.
What?
Excuse me? 11. 11 is what I got. 7 plus 2 plus 2.
Gotcha,
7
gotcha.
plus 2 is 9, and then 9 plus 2 is 11.
Does not hit.
11.
This person
Okay,
is.
So then bonus action to stab again.
Bonus action to stab again.
Yep.
That is a 10 plus 2 plus 2. That is 14 to hit.
That also does not hit. You notice that this guy is he's quite sizable.
He gets 16 AC like me.
A big.
If I picked a bad opponent, it kind of feels that way.
Well,
Well, you
yeah,
picked the biggest guy
you
there.
did take him by
I didn't know he was
surprise.
the biggest guy. He just was the closest one.
Yeah, you attempt to. The leather sort of takes up the brunt of it, and he sort of just shrugs it off.
I am in deep shit because I'm out of bonus action. So yeah, there you go. He gets.
Yeah, and that's what I meant about it. It's like a trade-off because
Yeah.
you can use the bonus
Risk
action as you
reward.
get out of jail free card,
I
or you
didn't
can use it to
miss
try
both
and get it-
attacks.
Yeah,
Man,
you
I
haven't
suck
missed the
dick.
you haven't missed the second. You've only rolled once.
I rolled
Yeah,
10.
you did.
Yeah.
I rolled both
14.
times. I rolled both times.
Did you
to hit.
roll-
First one was a 7, so 11.
Oh.
And then the
11,
second
and
time
then
was
14.
10, so it was 14 to hit, and that missed too.
Yes, it did.
So I am in deep fucking shit.
Language.
Deep
Please.
doo-doo.
All right.
Deep trouble.
Deep, not good. Would you like
I
to
spend
move?
too much time playing Dota.
Yeah.
Do I have movement?
Yeah. You haven't moved at
But
all.
you'd take an opportunity.
I'd take
attack
an
if you-
opportunity attack.
but you'd get out of it.
Up to you.
He's got a ranged weapon too, like it changes nothing. All I'm doing is opening myself to another free attack. No, I'm not going to move.
Okay, that's your
Staying
call.
right there.
You're going to cop an attack
I'm
whether
going
you
to
stay
stop
in
an
or
attack
not.
either which way.
Yeah.
Like if he's pissed at me trying to stab him a bunch of times,
Yeah.
he's probably going to shoot me with the bow or whatever he was using. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm staying right there.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
Someone's broken this.
Rookie move.
Off I go then.
Off I go then. Alright, so these two are going to attack at your. First, you.
Okay.
First is going to pick up his net and give it another go. See if he can
This
do it.
guy's. Oh, I've got to give him that.
He's fishing.
What's your AC? Nope, that is not good enough.
least
It's,
he's got some
he goes to throw it over you again, but it's sort of like tangled in the tree branch. It doesn't quite work. He gives it up and he takes another jab at you. That will hit. What does it try to do damage wise?
D6, I think.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Poseidon?
It's starting to make me think
Look
I've
at
played too
me.
much D&D. Because like, whenever I'm just like, I absolutely know that.
You take 6 damage. Did you do your level up, by the way? Health wise?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
And
Trident is 1d6.
the one.
Or it's
Remember, I got
1d8 if he's
maximum at the
two-handing.
start of it.
Okay, no, it's just 1d6. And the one behind you is going to take a swing. That does not hit. So he sort of clacks it into the tree by accident, going the wrong way. And it does not hit you in the back. So, Spudorne, you are up next.
I'm going to ride back towards the alpha I originally tried to poison spray.
This one?
Yep. I'm going to again try and use my gem to focus my power and see what I can do.
Okay. Okay. This time you pull out your strange gem. Your arm sort of glowing in response to this gem. A faint purple hue playing off your fingers, and as you clutch it, you close your eyes and you hear that sound that knocked everyone over when you first touched it in the mural. The sound that echoed out. You feel that echo through you again, and you release a thunder wave. So, could you tell us how thunder wave?
That's what I meant to
Thunder
do.
wave. It's you
Size?
pick like a square in front of you.
You got the same one.
Pick a
Yeah,
square in
it's
front of
copying
you,
me.
and they have to make a con
Square.
save.
How big?
Cube, sorry.
15
Not-
foot cube.
15 foot.
Sorry, Theoden.
So
I didn't know what I was doing.
you focus on this enemy in front of you and center the cube over him. Roll what? Sorry, or is it me?
Constitution saving
I don't know what his
throw.
spell save is.
My
based
spell
on.
save-
It'll be 8 plus whatever the ability
I can
score
tell you
is,
what it is.
plus 2.
It's
I'm guessing it's
14.
charisma, but
14.
12, sorry.
12.
yeah.
I was going to say. I've got it written down as 12.
It is 12.
Yep. Alright, so.
It's 2d8 or 2d8 thunder damage.
Correct.
So one made the save, one did not.
Does Theoden get harmed?
So the one that
yeah.
failed the save
Make you
takes,
save.
the one that
What am
failed
I
the
doing?
save
What
takes
saving
half. The one
again,
that passed
is it
sorry, the one
Constitution?
that passed the save
Takes
takes
time
half
damage.
and just stays there. The one that failed the save takes full damage and gets knocked
Plus
away.
10 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. So this one closest to you fails the save. This one sort of shielded by the tree.
Above tree. Theoden cops
Makes
it
a save.
full on.
Yep, roll your damage.
Damage! 7 and 4.
11.
Do I add a mod?
No. Unless you have a special ability that lets you.
No, 11. 11.
11
And push 10
thunder
feet.
damage.
Yeah.
So you're also Theoden would be also knocked 10 feet away and prone, or just 10 feet?
No, just 10 feet. And goes boom like loud.
Damn you, dwarf!
So Theoden marked down the damage. So this guy takes half. What was the full damage? Sorry, 11.
Damage 11.
So
Steer clear
5.
of these
Five,
two
yeah.
the whole time.
Anybody that uses AoE
Yeah.
seems to be the party's enemy.
Notice the friendly cleric, single target only.
That's why I'm not a
And
front line.
11.
Yeah, because I knew I was a spellcaster, right?
You're taking as much damage from our team as you are theirs.
I know far more damage from
more
our
damage
team.
from our
I've
team.
barely taken any damage from enemies.
Yeah,
All the damage has been from these two.
I've taken damage from enemies.
So this guy is knocked a little bit away. This guy sort of ducks behind the tree a little bit and
Yeah, the ooze
bark
is the
flies
first
off it,
all they
leaves
do is fucking-
flailing around. This one's sort of blocked behind the tree, and this guy is just like shaken. He did not expect such an outburst, and neither did you.
I'm sick.
And he coughs
going
out,
on here?
he coughs out blood onto the grass. Yeah, clearly in a bad way, but still standing.
No, Archer. The first like 4 or 5
All right.
seconds, really good.
Next is
Not even comparable in the
Pretty
slightest.
much the same thing.
Basically the same.
this one's going to come up and
Uh-oh.
try to pull you off your horse.
Who's this? Oh, what, Negan?
Yep, the
I
halfling.
mean, the other
So
guy's still on a horse, yeah.
Thank you for your damage, Josh. That does 7s really well.
sort of action would that be? Grapple, I guess.
My dice are too
So strength off.
Horse, yeah, that's a grapple.
I'm grabbing
Grapple
strength
or a
now.
shove, or a grapple or a shove, which is the same thing. Athletics
Grapple.
versus
She's going to grab you
athletics.
by the foot and try and pull you off. And she succeeds. She pulls you off and knocks you prone. Grabs you by the boot and just. And you
I don't hear it coming.
also, just after you've let out this massive shock wave, you then sort of blast back a little, and then she just uses
she
the rest of the
finishes the
momentum to pull you off your horse. This one over here is going to take a stab at you. He sort of is looking around at the ensuing combat, but you are an immediate threat. That is not enough. I did not roll enough to hit you. So he attempts to slash at you, and you duck under
This
it.
guy.
Yep, this guy.
Okay, sorry. Get
right
one on, Carl.
Yep.
Thank the Lord.
Thank you, the Lord. Kincaid.
Excellent.
Can I see? Is the one that failed to say that's the?
This guy.
Yeah, can I see him from where I am?
No, but you can move into sight
Yeah,
if you'd
can I
like.
move so that I can see him?
Now they are within 5 feet, if that's what you're aiming
That is
for.
exactly what I'm thinking.
Wrong, you're a
They
little
are
wrong.
double ding dongs, so they both have to make a wisdom save, I think. Yeah, wisdom save for 12.
Wisdom.
Otherwise, a bunch of necrotic coming into life. Turn people into slippery mush. What else?
Cool, that's a fail. And that is a success. So, roll your damage. This guy made his save.
Okay, so he takes no damage.
Yep.
And then so the
The
other
one closer.
takes 7 necrotic damage.
Very nice. So you
Sound of a dolorous bell
Yep.
fills the air
echoes
around
through
us.
the forest, and he clutches his ears, screams out in pain. A little bit of blood spurts out of his nostril. Did some movement and you stuff through it, and you're a couple feet away.
So I'm right next to those two dudes. I'm just
Would you like to move up to them?
I want to run up with complete anger and just smack this guy in the stomach.
This
the
one?
one by the tree, yeah.
So that's the trident guy.
Trying to cut him in half with a hammer.
Yep. Try your best. Yeah, go for it.
Come on, 20.
6.
That is not going to do it. He sees you coming. Your head is swimming a little bit from the echo.
4 plus 2. What? What's 2?
Still missed.
Yeah,
2
like
plus your strength plus your proficiency.
Yep.
Right, yeah.
I've
been doing plus 4 this whole time.
So you take a big old swing at him. He ducks under it. Your aim's a little bit off because your head's still ringing from the thunderclap.
I wonder why.
Well, you think they did it, right? You don't know I did.
You don't know.
Alright, Akita!
No one knows.
Where would you like? You are here. There are 2 there. 1 there, 1 there.
The 2 near me are weak.
He'll be right. Round 2.
Fight.
Alright, fine. I'm gonna try poison spray
Okay.
Rolls a 1 hit.
On the
on that one, yeah. the one
Yep.
that's-
Okay. So it's Constitution.
To you.
Yeah,
She's here.
and it's
Oh, she's the
14.
dwarf with the axe.
Yeah.
That is not going to cut it. So
I'm not good at painting things.
Roll that
but I'll
damage.
give my time. I'm happy to paint.
3.
3.
Yep.
Surely that's it.
Is it?
Sounds low.
Yeah, but they've been damaged pretty heavily already.
I don't know. Any
We're
condition.
desolved cantrip.
You
buddies.
blast some poison into the back of him. He's just ducked a swing from a massive warhammer, and burns on the touch, starting to eat away at his leathers. That is you. Would you like to do any movement?
Nope.
Nope. Happy where you are. Varys.
So is a cantrip a bonus action, or is that my action?
That is a bonus action, I believe.
Okay, well, screw that. Again, same as last time. I would like to attempt double dagger this man right in front of me.
Yup. Go for it.
17.
That,
The first one.
that does hit. Yep.
You just want me to roll hit again or damage?
Hit again.
19.
That also does hit.
Daggers.
So it'll be 2d4. Like 1d4 for each damage, and then you add your dexterity, so then plus 2 for your dexterity.
Plus 2 to each
You want-
hit?
No, just to the first one, because that's with the offhand dagger, you don't add the dex.
Okay. Yep.
And you won't get sneak attack, because it's just you and him solo round.
Good roll by the
Look
sound.
at that. Rough. It's pretty awful, isn't it? That's 4 damage in total.
Okay. So you get another
sneeze
few
on him.
licks. He is quite a large foe, well muscled. Your your second attack, he sort of flinches away from. Yeah, little flick. But
The second one takes off a couple of chimneys.
make a perception check. D20.
D20.
It's on your
Wisdom
page.
modifier?
Yeah.
Wisdom?
Whatever your perception is.
11.
I have proficiency, so 11.
11. You see sort of fear cross his face.
He's gotta be close to
He's
dead,
he's hesitant to lash out at you.
Am I feeling any different from getting some blood on that gold dagger?
You are. Very well done.
Am I feeling faster? Am I feeling
No.
more durable?
So,
Am
what-
I feeling...
Did you? You've done damage.
Last turn I don't think I hit him with either, but this turn I hit him with both.
Okay. Yep.
The gold dagger's got his blood on it.
Then yes. Thank you for reminding me.
I'm feeling good.
You have blood on it, and you feel much more aware of your surroundings. You can feel where everyone is in the forest. You can feel you can almost hear their heartbeats and the blood coursing through them in the heat of combat. You have +2 to your wisdom at this point.
Sweet.
Sorry, to your wisdom rolls doing perception. So +2 to perception.
So it's +2 to perception rolls?
Proficiency for the moment. Yeah, you're proficient in perception for the moment.
Basically, I have
Yeah.
proficiency, but not minus my.
Sorry, I had not thought of that.
That's cool. That's why.
Good.
That's a team effort. DM and player.
That's it. All right.
That's not how you spell proficiency. That'll do. Well, perception is very helpful in a fight. But maybe he's got a weak spot. I don't know.
So
Every man's weak spot.
Except for that half thing you thought at the start.
this guy's going to
Except for
come
that
over
one dude.
here.
All right, that one guy.
And
not a
he's
common-
going to
No,
come
you
over
think it's
there.
feet of each other.
Testicles inside yourself.
Liz.
That's not a common
Purple.
ability, all right?
So, actually,
It's exclusive to cage fighters.
That lady
Dwarven
did
cage
pull me
fighters.
off the horse.
that was last time.
I know. She's like, yoink, runs away.
Oh,
She just wanted you to stop.
I've done my job here.
Stop gallivanting around. All right, so this one's going to try and shoot an arrow at the gigantic turtle. That is a natural one. That does not hit. So pops a shot off at you, but you just sort of done your, what was the spell called?
Told the dead.
Toll the Dead.
Bell and
Saw a gigantic
Shockwave
spectral
knocks the
hand
arrow, of course.
come out of you and
that's
just
chill touch.
sort of chill touch. Saw that come out of you and just sort of lets the shot go wild. Holy crap! Was not expecting that. The little gnome comes up to you, Hope, and jabs a dagger into your side. She's very sneaky. That's 3 damage.
yeah.
Spudorne.
if I can jump up and tackle through it and
So that takes half your movement.
enemy,
Yep.
that would be great.
Tackle.
Yeah, I wish to slow him down so through it and finish him off.
No. What's the action you're taking? Are you trying to hold him or knock him to the ground?
Well, I'll just knock him to the ground. Be fine.
So that's either
He's
a
tested
that's
strength.
A shove.
Shove,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
an athletics versus he's either
Yep.
acrobatics or athletics.
So roll and then plus your strength.
Just be athletics for you.
Cool.
And then do you have proficiency
20.
in athletics?
4. Beat that.
Is not thrown to the ground.
So I hit him an eyeful.
You sort of push against him. You're not used to the strength that
Yeah,
you're
as
lacking.
As well as he's used to being a lot stronger.
You're used to being able to shove people around, but you seem to have lost your ability to do that.
His own arms.
Alright, so this guy being surrounded, he's not so scared of the dwarf. He's going to try and trident you with 2 hands, Mr. Thuridin. What's your AC?
16.
That is not high enough. Tries to get you, and you manage to deflect it onto part of your armor. What sort of armor you got? Chain?
Chain.
Yep. The attack fails, and
I'm scared.
that is that turn. Kincaid?
Class it, but I'm like, whoops. Exactly.
You took half
Exactly.
my
I know. But where's the other?
Which one's the one that originally stabbed me?
Which is why I didn't use
This one.
Like that's the
The
one.
one in
that's-
combat with Hope. That's the small gnome.
Yeah, I'll walk up to her with my hand glowing and try and like grab her skull.
Okay.
So I'm casting inflict wounds on her.
Alright.
Some face.
21.
That is a hit.
So let's mark off a spell.
You
slot.
reach out and grab her by the tiny little head. Your gigantic
Walk up with her.
turtle hand
Yeah.
grabs her.
And
Yes.
I look down at her and my eyes go and say, "I'll write your name in my book."
Excellent.
And she
Love it.
takes 3d10 necrotic damage.
What level spell is this?
First level spell. It's not a cantrip.
So using a spell slot?
I
Yep.
You just don't want to be melee with a cleric, it seems. I don't know what to tell you.
10, 17, 20.
I got a feeling
Three.
it's just a flop,
It
like
just
a
feels like you just walk
watermelon.
Can she like
How would you like to kill her?
yeah,
Go for
Ark
it.
of like Indiana Jones Ark of the Covenant? She just melts.
She just disintegrates in front of it. You inflict wounds, so it's necrotic. Her flesh sort of withers away, and she just crumples. She went rigid when you first grabbed her, not expecting you to grab her by the head. and just dead.
Yeah,
Dead onto
like
the
when
ground.
they open the Ark of the Covenant
And the face
Raiders of the
melt.
Lost Ark. Yeah.
Yep.
Straight up, just turned to mush.
Cool beans.
Feels good, man. Feels.
Nice. Very
like-
nice.
Shake her
Just
off
yeah,
my
get
hands.
whatever's left of it corpse off your fingers.
Third and you're up.
So that dude right in front of me tried it. I'm just gonna go to try to snap his head off again.
Alright, yep, roll for it.
Hey,
Is that a 20?
2.
It looks like a one.
That does not hit. You're both attempting to hit one another, just trading blows and both getting out of the way.
You're both incredibly skilled martial fighters, dodging and weaving.
Ducking
I
and weaving.
blame me just
It's-
getting pushed.
It's
like
actually
something
quite a
funny.
close fight. You being disoriented a little bit from the bell and him having
Also-
copped a massive hammer in the shoulder. You're both wounded and trying to get at one another.
Bloodlust,
No luck,
point.
Akita!
bloodlust and anger.
Like watching a bunch of free charge. Sure, I'm about
So there's an enemy there, there.
I might run up to the one that's far away.
This guy?
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Melee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stab him with the dagger.
seen that movie.
Okay. Go for it.
Nat 20.
Good 20! I'm gonna be way more excited about
Excellent.
that. That's like
Get a woman!
4 out of 10.
I don't know, what do you
Sucks.
That means
All
you
right.
get to-
So you roll your damage.
Right there, and then you roll it again, so you roll 2.
Nah, you roll the original and double that.
No, don't you roll 2 damage dice? You roll the dice twice. Most people speed it up by just doubling it, but then there are actually abilities that change that. So like half get
okay.
to roll, would get to roll
5
a
total
third
plus
damage dice.
anything
third
from
roll.
dexterity?
So
Plus 1, so
I think
6.
Kyle's
Six?
played more than any of us. Pretty casually. The guy that owns 7,000 dice.
cost me about $3 total. Off
As
the
is-
eBay.
Exactly 7. You finish.
So we 7.
You finish him off
You have to roll.
after he tried to
You roll the
shoot
third one.
And the
that arrow.
So you roll the damage dice.
Leaning back to get an
And then the
arrow
extra
out,
crit,
gets a little
and the
bit
savage.
stuck, and he
And so
turns
the
around. You
barbarians have an ability
shove a
to
dagger
roll
right
down,
into his
so then you
neck,
get-
just as he turns back.
Oh, it's barbarian. Very good. Jesus.
And you pull it out.
Falls to the ground.
Bye.
Yeah.
Dead.
Excellent.
D-E-D.
Very nice.
Dead.
Very nice. High five his corpse.
Excellent. And up next is Varys.
We're going to try this again. We're going to both actions, the normal and the bonus.
Yep, so you're gonna try and-
put both of these right up in that rib cage.
Alright.
That's the D20. Come on. First one to hit is a 6.
That does not hit.
Surprising! Truly!
He's a big guy.
That's a 9.
And that also does not hit. You're trying to hit him. He's,
Varys decides to simply commit suicide on the side of the road. She's like, I suck.
the orc deftly dodges out of the way. He's a seasoned fighter from what you can see.
I think I'm just going to stick to the crossbow after this.
Okay.
This is pathetic.
Don't forget you can throw daggers as well.
Next up,
At point blank, what's the point?
the orc.
Stay away.
The orc looks at you and puts his hands out. The reason he's not trying to hurt you, he says, "Please stop. I'm not a part."
Well, he's lucky I've missed 4 attacks in a row. 3, sorry.
Yeah. Well, he is good. It's not just you missing. He's
He also
genuinely a
hit
good
me.
fighter.
Like, I mean, if he wants a peace, why did he come for war?
That's what he says to you. He holds his blade out, not in a threatening way.
I mean, my turn's over there, right?
Yeah, but this is on his turn. Please, they conscripted me.
I can't do anything.
He's afraid of
I
the
can't make a choice or anything.
You can respond verbally, but you can't take an action. I'll give you the bonus action.
Quizzically look at him and then back to however many of his party's still alive.
Yeah.
I'd just like to kind of reassess the situation, see what's going on.
Well,
What is going on?
Mr. Trident is alive, and that's the sum of it.
And that's it.
Yep. The orc, however, has not taken his eyes off you. You're directly in front of him. He doesn't know the state of the battlefield.
That's fair. We're both trying to kill him.
Yep.
Wow.
This is not something that Like in this break, you
This
sort of
is
look
just
around
a-
the battlefield and gauge it.
This is like a half second,
Yep.
1 second full walk around, just kind of. Well, yeah, I mean,
Yep.
there's nothing else I can
He's going to hold his action. He's not doing anything.
do. Okay, fair.
Spudorne. You're in
Since I
co-
can't knock him over, I'm going to try and hit him with the scimitar.
All right. Roll at.
Too scared to use my gem.
It's disadvantage, right? Because he doesn't have proficiency.
Well,
It
Scimitar?
just means he doesn't get
Doesn't get proficiency. Okay, so regular roll.
don't get to add 2 to
You take 2 off the hit
Yeah.
because your strength's 7.
the 8.
But, yeah, so you just add your strength. So
8 to hit.
8 does not hit. He moves very well. He's wiry,
I don't know.
sort of greyish stubble. He's been around the block and he can dodge. He knows what he's doing in a
Found
fight.
that out the hard way. I can't get it anywhere near.
All right, he's gonna swing around and he's caught your scimitar in his trident and he's gonna try and
shit done.
hit you.
Pretty much the only people that get shit done.
There's a hit. Do you say D8 on a
damage spell.
two-handed is D8? Is that right?
The what, sorry?
Trident.
Two-handed trident D8.
Just turning someone into a pile of maggots.
You take 6 piercing damage.
Well, that ain't nice.
So he jabs it into you after pushing your scimitar to the side. And that is his turn. He's looking slightly worried. He's just seeing his friends cark all around him. And as a bonus action, he shouts out, "Ugh, this was meant to be simple!" And that will be the end of his go. Kincaid.
So there's. Sorry, I can't see where that. There's the one with Varus.
Yep.
And there's that one there.
Yep. The orc and the dwarf.
Who's the one on the ground there with the bow? Are they dead?
He's dead. I'm just keeping the corpses.
Okay, yeah. In that case, I will bing bong the one in front of. Would I have seen the other one trying to like? Oh, I can't even see him. He's behind the tree. Yeah, so the one in through.
This guy? You're going to bing bong him.
As it is officially called.
I think it's your name.
Bing bong!
DC, we should get a sound effect.
Bing bong away. It's.
DC 12
that a
wisdom
four?
save. What this
He
man says.
does not make.
I think we should get its own.
He's taken damage, hasn't he?
Yes.
Get Vatican Church bells or something. 1.
Ooh, 4.
He takes 1 damage. He sort of winces for a second.
Holy cow.
That's. Sorry, I hadn't crossed someone off. Thurin.
Oh, finish him third. You can do it.
I just want to smack his face against the tree and try and make him one
With
with
nature.
the ocean.
with the trees.
12 plus 4 plus 2, 18.
That is a hit. Roll that damage.
Oh,
I can reroll. Yes.
Yeah.
6 plus 4, 10.
You finally nail him. He's turned around to jab Spudorne in the stomach, and as he's trying to pull it out of him, line him up. Come here!
as soon as he turns his attention.
Splatter him.
His eyeballs get just to see the haft of the hammer coming towards him.
And
You just see this neck drop down, eyes stuck on a tree.
Pretty much. Or what's left of them. Just some kind of mess. Splattered all over
oh,
the tree.
thank you.
and then
I didn't
it-
realise they were actually in shot. It's just for me. But thank you. That is a good move. Would you like to move afterwards?
I'll move
You've had
down
your action.
towards where
Teabag the body.
Kincaid is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just walk down there.
Alright. Akita. So you're over here.
I'm just gonna walk up next to Kincaid and get a better look.
Everyone just come chill with Kincaid.
Okay.
Protect me.
You're the
Yeah.
dude with like 17 AC. I mean, I'd feel safe next to
Roll a perception check.
Kincaid. It's actually a rock.
11.
So you look over at the remaining half-orc that is facing off against Varus. And he's got his hands up, blade like not in an offensive manner. He's standing there with his back to you, just sort of waiting. You don't have to do anything.
You don't have to.
You can. There is an action that's the ready action, so you can like
If he
you
tries
can say
to
like
attack me,
you
you'll
pull out
kill
your
him.
javelin, and in case it's a trick,
Yeah.
you
And
just
it-
have to say what you want to do.
It'll trigger
and
if
what
that
will trigger.
person.
Yeah.
Like if he tries to attack me, you'll kill him.
So did you want to do that?
Yeah.
Hold a javelin at the ready, just so.
Yeah.
Or you can trip, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll do my javelin.
Varus.
So can I bonus action first?
Depends what it is, but yeah.
Disengage. Using cutting action, I would
Yeah.
like to disengage first. Back 20 feet. Pull the crossbow, point it right at his face.
Yep. He has a move.
Yep. No, I'd just like to ask him. Everyone else is dead, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just
Very.
I would like to tell him to get on his knees and surrender.
All right. And he does. He gets on his knees.
Sweet.
Are you still aroused?
Yes, but that's got nothing to
That's
do
neither
with
here nor
this.
there.
That has nothing to do with him surrendering.
So he
He's not dead.
He reiterates, please, I'm not with these people.
Okay, ready action, just in case he does any sudden or very fast movements. Shoot him right in the face.
Okay.
Or as best I can.
Yep.
Shoot him right in the face.
Okay. So at this stage, he's on his knees. I
Yep.
can't make
Hands
a
up.
figure on their knees, but he's on his
break
knees.
it.
We need action, man.
And he
Very tiny action.
he quickly drops his dagger.
Lego.
Lets it hit the floor,
Lego,
and,
man.
and he's sitting there.
Okay.
Can someone tie his hands up?
I'm pointing the crossbow right at his face. Someone else do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
the
no,
two of you
I've got-
are ready. You're ready to javelin him.
I've got rope.
You all
I'll-
sort of come up a bit closer towards him.
Yeah, put the
Um,
bell away and we'll, like get some rope out.
Yep. All right. So you're sort of stupid blue tack ruining the roads.
Bring a piece of the road with you.
Just in case.
Kick him with a tile.
Yep. So he offers no resistance. Hands up. You've survived the
Excellent.
ambush,
Excellent.
and he offers no resistance. He's being, submissive. He's quite slim, considering half orcs. He's well muscled, but he's quite slim. And he's got mud daubed on him just to help fit into the forest, sort
And
of
he's half orc or half
half orc.
Half orc.
And he said, please don't. I was conscripted. Please. And he looks around and he notices that all of the people with him are now dead.
Can I call to Thuridin and just say, talk to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're no longer in combat, so you can do...
I can do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thuridin.
I just want to ask him, conscripted by who?
By these guys. Kriv, the leader.
Who are they?
Just bandits. They prey on people. Use the little one.
Okay, I'd like to pull a dagger, push it really tightly against his neck and say, who is the leader?
You're 20 feet away with a crossbow
That is
pointed at him.
absolutely right. Can I just, I don't know, can I
just-
more
can I-
threateningly aim the crossbow
Yeah,
and
you
then
can
say...
slowly approach and keep
How about
him
I shoot
trained.
him in the...
He's he's all
So he can take me
all
seriously.
bound.
And so he can't be an adventurer anymore.
Do I care?
Are you taking that action?
I would like to very threateningly point the crossbow at him and say, who is the leader?
Yeah. I said Kriv.
Yeah, Kriv. Which one?
Like
What's your-
CRIFF or CRIV?
Kriv.
As
You
I'm
can't spell.
saying this, I'll use thaumaturgy, and so my eyes start like this, like green light, like green flames are like dribbling out of my eyes.
He looks
As I look
over
at
to
him.
this deathly turtle.
Can I get a bib?
You see him visibly shudder.
Which
Please.
one was Kriv? Oh, what's your name, son?
I'm Grant.
Okay, well, hearing all this, I'm just going to look at the bodies and check for signs of the leader, perhaps,
Yeah.
and like loot
Yes.
them
And I
as
was
I do
going
so.
to ask which one. Yeah.
So he said, Kriv, the one with the spear. He's tied. Whoever tied him. Did
Wait,
anyone?
Yeah,
Leader
I tried him.
survived?
No. The
One with the spear.
The one with the spear.
Spear,
Everyone
trident.
else tried, right?
Yeah.
The trident one that was fighting you for
That
quite
piece
The
of
one with the trident.
The one with no face.
I just point. You mean that one? You
Dude,
just
this
point at
half
this tree that has
pressed
this
into a tree.
grain pushed against it.
This tree that has multiple
check these
like
pockets.
hammer holes in it. And it's got a net half
Net.
hanging of it, bark stripped off one side.
Was he a
Brains wrapped around it.
There's no
Yep.
leaves on the
Was he
tree
a,
for
he
my
was a
thunder
half
to
orc,
hurt.
wasn't he?
ambush?
Grant.
Yeah, Grant.
Yep.
No, sorry, Kriv.
Kriv?
The
No.
one I was
the half
fighting
elf.
was a half elf, right?
Half orc.
Half
Or
orc.
half-
Yeah, half orc is the one with
Kriv was a
captured.
human.
Kriv was the human.
One of the archers was a half elf.
Yep.
There was a halfling as well.
There was a half thing that I killed him.
So
once.
looting these guys, what do I
These
discover?
things happen.
So as you go pat them down, you have dark vision, don't you? Yep.
Yes.
You find they're all wearing leathers. They've got arrows and short bows. You find
No crossbow bolts or anything.
50. There's 53 gold spread amongst them.
Okay.
Oh, I can use short bow. Okay.
Grant has a crossbow that he didn't use. Barris?
Anyone want a
Grant
crossbow?
has a crossbow that he hadn't used. He has a quiver on his back.
Can I inspect this crossbow? Are you still going?
No, you can go for it. It's just a regular
I
crossbow.
just like to inspect it. Like, does it seem a little better than mine? Does it have any compatible pieces?
I mean, it's the
can I
same
strip
sort
it
of
for
thing that
parts?
you've got. If that's what you want to do, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd like to strip it for parts.
So you'll spend probably 5 or 10 minutes
Yeah, I don't
disassembling
care.
his thing. Yep.
Whatever.
Um,
Sounds good to me.
and
Can I get a reload mechanism out of that?
just say spare crossbow.
Spare
Just write it down as that.
crossbow.
How? Could you roll an investigation check?
Moi?
Me?
No. Mr. Spuddo.
Stir bad.
Stir
Or
bad.
6.
I just
Sir.
know the guns when you roll them low enough basically explode in your face.
You
if crossbows do the same.
also find just some rations and canteens and that sort of stuff to help them survive.
I really don't think I range weapons.
So he's, you're not going to kill me.
I want to ask him if he
Also
knows about.
Depends, really.
If he knows about the goblins that what is it?
Past
Broadaxe.
Broadaxe Mount. Broadaxe Farm.
Goblins.
Yes.
Broadaxe
I can track. That's why they conscripted me. I'm a sort of ranger. I can
What a
hunt things
ranger,
if you
see?
want.
So what did they contribute to track? What were you looking for?
Hunting down people. Scout ahead. Look for anyone that looks like a good mark.
Can I walk up to him, pull the dagger, grab him by the hair, pull his head back, trace the dagger around the ear, and say, "You work for us now"? Do I do an intimidation?
Yeah, roll an intimidation. I mean, he's already on his knees and
I know he's
bound
beaten,
and
Natural.
but just in case.
This guy already's made his eyes.
Okay, I have a -1 to
think he's
charisma, but I
intimidating.
have proficiency in intimidation.
Yeah, so that's +1.
yep,
So it's
+1 total.
Yeah.
Nat 20.
That's a banger. He is petrified. This slim drow elf traces a dagger ever so gently, but with enough force to sort of nick the skin a little bit.
Just enough to cut the hairs off.
I'm yours. Funnily enough, this is how it happened last time.
Works for me.
So yeah, he is completely petrified of you
I
guys.
give the thumbs up to the group.
Yep.
Yeah. So turn off the fireworks and untie him.
Probably.
Goblin-
He's not gonna be
I want to
Goblins?
take his
Did you say?
crossbow off him first. Before he
Yeah,
runs
sure.
away.
fair, whatever.
Yep.
Strip
Alright.
him of his weapons.
All weapons.
Yeah.
Isn't
Take
it?
his
Yeah.
weapons
So
away and
he just had a dagger and a crossbow.
I'll turn off the fireworks and
Cool.
untie him. We're
He's
not so
sorta-
bad once you get to know us.
Yeah, he's sort of like
You got us on a bad day.
understandable.
Arrows in the
They did.
shell do that to a person.
They did try and stab you. I mean, I know how they work. They just prey. They prey on people. Goblins towards Broadaxe.
Question, like, where is their hideout? How long have they been operating here? Do you want me to keep asking? Do you want to answer?
No, that's fine. So you sort of set off you continue down the path. You set off towards Broadaxe, continuing through the
Who's
forest.
going to be riding a horse? How's he going to ride a horse?
I tied mine up. Can he? Surely the horses are probably.
You could double
I would
strong
like
enough
to
for two,
tie
yeah.
his hands together, tie that to my saddle. I'll drag him behind me.
Okay.
Walking or not, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't agree with this
yeah.
treatment of our now tracker.
I was going to say, given that
He's still walking. He
Doesn't
hasn't given up yet.
Doesn't he work for us?
he does,
yes.
and he can't keep up with the pace of a horse.
Yeah, no.
He can't track
We're
when he's
not
tied,
normal speed.
like just a normal walk.
What if-
Slow
horse
speed.
No way.
He won't
Not a
fit on the
chance.
Shetland. He'll have to go on someone
You
else's.
can hop on Clyde with me.
The Clydesdale
He's on
built.
the Clydesdale.
Yep.
Enough room? Cool.
His hands are tied though.
Yes. Yep. Sure. He's in front.
Why doesn't his hands
I just untied him.
This man was trying to kill us 20 minutes ago, and you were already ready to trust him. Are you
You
serious?
intimidated him.
I did.
right in front
That
of me.
doesn't mean he's perfectly loyal.
He's right in front of me. I'll melt him if he tries
He's not
anything
tied
funny.
up.
I believe that too, but that doesn't mean I don't want to tie his hands.
He's on your horse. You can do what you want.
Yeah, he's right in front of me.
Alright, fine. The turtle has the final say.
I'm
Yeah,
holding the reins like hugging him, like around.
He's like a child.
Yeah.
me and Spudorne are at odds whether or not to tie his hands.
Whether or not to actually-
Do we want to roll against it?
He's got this giant turtle with spikes all over him,
It's your call.
covering his body.
Yeah, like, do we want to leave this as the turtle's call, or do we want to roll
It's fine.
persuasion
You
next?
can wrap his hands up. He holds onto the pommel of the saddle and just sort of
Like, he's not
he's
that
held in
opposed to
place
having
by
his
you.
hands tied up, is he?
He's
He understands,
he's
right?
scared shitless of
He
you
knows.
guys.
He tried to kill us. Of course, we're just tying his hands.
Yeah.
Like,
No funny business or melty melt,
I
I
don't-
say, as I lift him up.
Don't blame you.
Exactly. Who wouldn't be scared of a 13-foot tall turtle?
And so you continue on through the forest. It's starting to get darker, probably 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Are you gonna keep riding, or are you gonna make camp?
How far from the farm are we? Like, how much further?
You have no idea.
It's in the forest.
Bit of time passed. I
just
mean,
didn't know where Broadaxe.
The battle definitely.
Can I ask him?
You guys
Tracker, would he know?
yeah, you can ask him.
How much, like, how long? Like, I asked him.
Yeah.
I'll fight the goblin.
That's good. That's
Probably a few hours ride.
And what time is it?
So it's sort of getting close to like 7 p.m.
Oh wow, that took a lot.
It's not too bad if it's...
Each
that's-
turn in
that's
combat
about
is
10,
6 seconds.
Yeah, I know. Each round
It's not
is
too
6
bad.
seconds.
I vote we push on.
Just,
Alright.
continue.
Make for the farm.
So you push
We're
on.
about what, an hour or two outside, or till it's inside?
I thought we were just going to go to the farm.
You push on.
We're not going to, like,
I
ride
am
straight
so
in.
Should
pain
we
to go
take
straight
a long
to the
rest in here?
I'm thinking we do that at the farm, just because if we
thinking
do
we
it
do
out
that
in the
maybe
middle
in
of the forest, we
How
might
about,
get, like,
how about
ambushed again.
maybe an hour out from the farm in case they have patrols?
At the farm.
We'll be cautious once
I
we
think we
reach
should
it.
go
I think
just
maybe
before
yeah,
the
go
farm.
go up to, like, near the farm. You can, like, you
Scope
guys can
it out a bit,
like
yeah.
sneak in, see if it looks like they're, like, patrolling.
So
the river.
he
and if
he
it's clear,
pipes
we rest
up.
there. If not, a little bit.
He
back.
pipes up while you're discussing. Which farm?
Broadaxe.
Broadaxe is a place.
Farm at Broadaxe.
It's the farming village. Are you?
Ostentines.
You're not from here.
Ostentines farm?
No, don't you
Ostran's farm?
Ostran?
Ostran's?
Oh, Ostran's Manor.
Ostran's
You headed there. Okay. It's
farming manor?
it's just sort of outside of where the forest breaks out.
Perfect.
Gets towards the farmland. Can't really miss it.
I'm losing my patience with this man.
For helping us.
How dare you give us helpful directions? Because he's giving us information that could be considered useless.
Someone needs to have a talk to this road.
Let's just head to the manor. We'll scope it out.
Let's just
We'll
scope
have
it
a
out.
rest there.
Yep.
If it's
As soon as we start
we'll
resting,
have a rest.
can I go up to him and begin questioning him? I'm not pulling a weapon, I'm not beginning to question
we
him.
will go to the manor.
Okay.
We will tie him up so he cannot move.
Yep.
He'll sleep in the corner.
I want
tied
to
up.
question this man.
Yeah.
Question it.
I mean, he's subservient to
Just
you.
asking
He's
questions
afraid.
while you're
Yeah,
up.
sure.
He's sort of, I'm having a
Chat to him.
I don't know.
I've given him some water and
So what did your parents do?
I need to stab him to get the right answer.
Telling you.
It's all good.
about how you normally
It's all good. So you continue on through the
So
forest.
it's 21 in Tim. He's going to tell me the same thing if I stab him.
DM.
You continue on through the forest and make your way through. You hear sort of nightlife around, owls hooting and sort of that sort of stuff, and you make it sort of towards the edge of the valley forest. Just before it starts clearing out into farmland, you can see sort of the outline of the manor in the moonlight as it gets on in the night time. Good place to camp, sort of in the brush at the, or not the brush, at the edge of the forest. Good place to. You can see it in the moonlight.
Let's scope it out.
Yeah, I agree.
And we'll leave it there.
No!
Perfect.
We will leave it
That
there.
means we can
fun.
figure out, whether we want to scope it out, how we scope it out, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
It's
blah.
very obvious what I want to do. I don't know about you guys.
Kill everyone. Who you meet, including us.
Scout it first.
For the dead.
Just murder.
If you die as
Why,
a
thank
result of things, I don't mind. It's either which way.
You got to some good
He just
stabbing.
wants some blood.
I want to kill things, and I'm sorry if I missed like 5 attacks in a row on the dude that then surrendered to me, so I get no blood at all day.
You got a lot of blood.
We want to just wrap up.
Yep. Sorry.
That's alright. So that'll do it for today. Our next episode will be in 2 weeks' time on a Sunday. February 2nd, there we go. Got the date. But thanks so much for watching. We'll be uploading it to YouTube and all that sort of stuff. I haven't missed any alerts, although the N7 cheered 5 bits and Dershan followed and Yard rated. Nice. Thank you, guys. But thank you so much for being here. Hope you've enjoyed the show. And we will we'll see you next time. I don't have a end. There we go. Thanks for being here. It was fun. See you later.